ball game between the Philadelphia 76ers and San Diego. Brown matchups. We talked about it. It indicated from Jimmy Lynham that he'll start Walton on Ivoroni, and Cummings will go against Julius Erving. Billy Cunningham told us he'll switch just exactly the other way, with Julius going up against Walton, and that's a matchup I think everybody wants to see today.
Well, Big Bill has been playing a high post, mainly passing. I'd love to see him get down low a little bit against Julius. Sam, once again, when the 76ers came out here, as we get a look at the matchups, it was like a heavyweight champion. I can't believe the charisma that they have on the road. In fact, the Clippers looked around like, whose home game is this?
This, of course, is in the middle of a 4-game swing for Philadelphia as the tap goes to the 76ers, and in the midst of a 6-game homestand for San Diego. They defeated Phoenix but lost to Golden State on Friday, while the Philadelphia 76ers lost on Thursday night at Phoenix. The matchups outside: Nixon against Cheeks, as the first shot of light by Andrew. Toney will give Philadelphia the first lead.
It's hard to imagine this ball club struggling at all, because these two guards, I've never seen anybody double down and yet get out in your face like the two of them.
There's the first turnover of the night, as a bounce pass from Walton, who again, very similar to the way he played on that championship team at Portland, comes to the high post. They've got Cummings and Donaldson down on the low box on either side, and they try to work him just that way. Donaldson against Moses Malone. What a matchup that'll be before the day is all over. Cheeks with his first shot. Cummings with good hustle for San Diego. Again, they say that the man that runs the show is the man that's got the ball. Norm Nixon, when he came here from Los Angeles, they handed him that spalling basketball and said, "It is yours."
Well, I thought it was a great deal, simply because I don't think that you have a Magic Johnson and Norm Nixon on the same club. I know the people in L.A. were upset at first, as the boards are Julius is now, but look the way Scott has made it work. Look at a turnover here by Julius.
Julius that time getting, first of all, he looked at the basketball, looked at Wally Rooney, said, "Would you check the basketball, make sure it's got the proper amount of air," as that ball came up very quickly. You know, one of the things, as we've talked about Nixon, to watch tonight is going to be Derek Smith, the young man out of Louisville. Didn't get to play much at Golden State, now playing here for San Diego. Is really going to be a force before his career is over. Nixon ties it at 2, the first tie of the ball game.
Norm is one of the quickest people in the league, plus he can hit that outside shot. I really like the deal for him. I know that at the time he was upset as Erving gets one off the boards, but I just think it'll let his true instincts and skills come out. It's tough when you have a Magic on the team. That's not a knock at either one of them. I just don't think that it was in this guy's best interest here. I think it'll work out.
Terry Cummings against Ivoroni, tipped up by Walton. And here comes Toney with the loose ball. Shouts it right by Ivoroni out of bounds. Second turnover on Philadelphia. They have the lead at 4-2. 10:09 to play in the period.
It's been their problem. They have not run the break like they're capable of. Cheeks is so good on the break. Toney filling a wing. They haven't done it this year, Sam. They played a great game against Boston. They haven't played a real good game since then. I don't think you just turn on a switch when it starts the playoffs. They got to get something going now. Watch the stop.
Julius Erving, showtime, and San Diego puts it down for a 6-2 Philadelphia lead. As a turnover on the San Diego Clippers, their second, matching the 2 of Philadelphia. A little pressure in the backcourt by Toney, forced Smith to pick up the dribble. Nixon jumped from the forecourt into the backcourt, which brings Billy Cunningham off the bench for a conversation with Bruce Alexander at long range.
Got a point where you take off from is where it's at. Here's a stop. Go.
Oh, Bill Walton made a great recovery of that one. Really kind of mistimed his jump, but got it up and in, and the big redhead has his first basket of the night, and it's 6-4 Philadelphia.
Jimmy Lynham has said he's going to cut Bill's playing time down to about 30 minutes of ball game. Feels that he's wearing down a little bit.
First foul of the ball game will be called. It'll go on Donaldson for the Clippers. And he'll be called for the foul down low, and Moses Malone will go to the foul line as Malone trying to get that jumper off the baseline.
Well, Moses doesn't have the depth touchdown there, but he gets the seconds and the thirds. He gets fouled in this situation. Still probably not in great shape because he laid out a while with that injury. Still the most relentless rebounder I've ever seen on the offensive glass, and you got to believe with the pride this man has. Anybody who thinks that the Sixers will not be a factor in the playoffs, I think they're kidding themselves. Guarantee if Boston and Milwaukee don't feel that way, or the Knicks.
Moses Malone with his first point, make it number 2. You speak of the best in rebounding. He not only led the league as far as records are concerned in offensive rebounds. In 82, he got 21 offensive rebounds against Seattle, and the most for a year at 587 during the 78-79 season. Malone is indeed the chairman of the board. Good pressure by Ivoroni against Cummings. Shot clock's at 10. San Diego, a little trouble getting into their offense. Smith in big traffic. Walton with a follow-up. Another follow-up, and Walton will have his 4th point.
John and Greg alluded to the fact that this is a very talented team. The the Clippers, and I think it's a ball club of the future. Look how big they are, Sam. This is a huge team to try and rebound against. As Andrew looks like he's going to have a good night.
10-6, Philadelphia by 4. Cheeks and Nixon. That's one matchup to watch. Toney is tracking Smith. Again, Julius Erving off on Walton. Down inside, Donaldson had the ball knocked out of his hands as he fell down, but Cummings saves. 10 on the shot clock, plenty of time. Terry Cummings, last year's Rookie of the Year, loses the ball out of bounds. Last touch by Philadelphia belongs to San Diego. Only 7 on the shot clock. Julius appealing to Wally Rooney, but Walton just calmly steps out of bounds, tries to get some of the photographers moved away.
There's the old power forward. Who's the small forward on this club?
They toss before every ball game here. Walton, alley-oop, Donaldson. They've got a whistle and a foul inside as that is hand-to-hand combat. And they're going to call it, I believe, on Moses. They do. Malone will draw his first. And on the 76ers, that'll be their first team foul. And the ball will be out of bounds to San Diego on the side.
One of the comments that have been made is that this ball club is too cool. They do not play with emotion. And Dr. J responded, this is the way I've played forever. But I tell you, he has played with great emotion. I've always felt that that's his strong suit. Look at him battle Walton. I like this matchup.
There's another turnover by the San Diego Clippers as it's overthrown on Walton, who tried to work inside on Julius.
They have 28 against Golden State the other night. Just looked awful. It's something they got to cut down.
6 of those by Walton, 6 by Donaldson. Those were both season highs for him. Ivoroni with a shot. I didn't know he had that one in his repertoire. It's 12-6, Philadelphia by 6. This is their biggest lead.
Where do all these Philadelphia fans come from? Do you hear the cheer when Ivoroni hits it? You know they're going to respond to Erving and Malone, but Ivoroni's a role player in this league, and they really respond around the country.
This is Nixon trying to get his second basket, and does. Matter of fact, Billy McKinney looked down and said, "Are you sure this is our home game with San Diego?" That basket by Nixon draws the Clippers within 4. Julius Erving goes right back to work, and there's one thing that Cummings cannot do, and I think that's play behind Julius. He has to front him a little bit and hope for some backside help.
The only guy they have on their ball club that can cover him, in my opinion, is Derek Smith. But look at Walton, that's his third tip, and that's how he's getting most of his points now, Sam. He doesn't shoot the ball anymore. He plays the high post game, passes off, and he gets a lot of tips.
Maurice Cheeks filters his way through the lineup and jumps it off for his first basket of the night. Everybody with the exception, well, all of the starters now have scored for Philly, and they lead it 16-10. Terry Cummings may have had that partially blocked by Ivoroni. Those big hands of Julius with a one-handed rebound.
Boy, the lack of speed really shows right there. Oh, Billy Cunningham says he's shooting. Bruce Alexander says no. You really saw the slow feet of the Clippers. They just couldn't get back.
Well, the personal foul on Walton. There is no shots coming, say the referees. We're 6:48 to play in the first. Philly 16, San Diego 10. Sam Smith along with Irv Brown back here in San Diego. You know, Irv, there's one thing about this Philadelphia ball club. They cannot afford to stumble again. They've lost 13 out of their last 19, and they know that Boston beat Seattle badly today, 117-93, and they can fall even further down in that Atlantic Division. Let's watch Dr. J in the open court here.
Oh, once again, San Diego's big, but they're all so slow. So here's Malone, who gets down the court pretty good, and Bill Walton plays a little saddle bronco.
You know, I've got to buy that call by Bruce Alexander in the fact Malone had never started initiating the jump when Walton first made the contact. So not a bad call by Bruce Alexander in today.
The NBA officials, the one thing, people who bellyache about it, the consistency on the continuity play is there. They'll give it to you every time if you go into it. If you start the motion, as long as you don't put it on the floor or travel, you get it. And you're right, Sam. Malone did not start the motion. We were talking about Derek Smith, and you made an excellent observation. This guy is going to be very good, and a second chance for him. I like his size. Now, he could cover up front and cover Julius Erving. Probably the only guy on this ball club who really can. Cummings will give it a go, but it's just a tough assignment going against a veteran.
Well, the Philadelphia 76ers will have the ball out of bounds. Again, that foul coming before the shot initiated by Moses, a new 24. Philadelphia, by the way, according to our statistician Mel Mills here at courtside, are 7 out of 8 in shooting here already in the early going. They lead it 16-10.
Look at Ivoroni. He's out by midcourt to bring Walton out. Is this interesting? I like this.
Walton has to come out beyond the free throw lane, and Toney gets his 6th point of the game.
Hey, is Billy Cunningham using some intelligence there? That's an 8-point lead. Well, watch that and see how it develops with Ivoroni.
Steal from behind by Cheeks, but couldn't come up cleanly with it. Out of bounds. San Diego will have it. 18 on the shot clock. Biggest lead by Philadelphia. Again, we were tied one time in this ball game. And that was at exactly a deuce, but since that time, Philadelphia again has led for the most part of the period. Walton, the lead goes to Cummings. Offensive foul to be called. It's a personal foul that will be called on number 18. It'll be Derek Smith, as Jimmy Lynam can't believe it here for San Diego.
Well, Jimmy reacts. Let's take a look at Derek Smith as the ball comes in from Walton, one of the better passers ever to play the game. And we don't catch it. All right, now look at this. Billy Cunningham's up yelling at the officials. Walton's got to be up to the top of the keyhole, as you mentioned, Sam. And that's the strategy, is to get Walton out of the defense and get Ivoroni out there.
Walton with a little line drive jump shot off the baseline there. And it's now 18-12. That's 8 points for Big Bill here in the quarter.
All right, here we go again, Sam. 4 on 5. Watch Ivoroni. Look at him. He just stands there. You can't even see him in the picture. Walton must come out.
Personal foul inside Donaldson for a shove on Big Mo, and that's second foul called on Donaldson on the San Diego Clippers. They'll send the ball out of bounds to Philadelphia on their third team foul of the quarter.
Interesting decision Jimmy Lynam has to make. I saw Walton play Malone better than anyone a year ago. He pushed and shoved, kept him out there, and I got to believe as Toney gets another that you'll see that matchup pretty soon. You just can't take Walton off of the defensive boards as Cunningham is going to force them to do.
Well, right now with 5:38 left to play and 8 points by Andrew Toney, the biggest decision by Jimmy Lynam has got to find somebody to stop Toney first. Out at the high post, Donaldson. There is Malone out on him, and this is Cheeks on the steal. On Nixon in the open court. That'll be a breakaway, and 2 shots coming here to Maurice Cheeks. Again, the step was on by Cheeks that time, and the foul is going to be called, and it goes on Norm Nixon. That'll be his first of the night. And the 14th foul call in San Diego, and again, Cheeks with that step ahead is going to get 2 shots here for Philadelphia.
Well, he's a superstar that has struggled this year, but I think he came into his own a year ago. That's a couple good guards. Okay, now Walton come out. Once again, the game plan is to only play him for 30 minutes. Kelser comes in, so now I'm sure Billy Cunningham will get Ivoroni back involved.
Well, as Cheeks gets ready to shoot, Kelser at 6'8", a 5-year pro out of Michigan State. He was on that NCAA championship team with Magic Johnson as Cheeks misfires in the first one. That's the first miss by the 76ers. They're 2 out of 3. San Diego is yet to take a foul shot here in the period with 5:24 to play. Cheeks has 3 points now, and it's now a 21-12, 9-point lead, biggest of the game by Philadelphia, biggest by either club. Nixon one-on-one on Cheeks. Outside Toney against Smith. Cummings will get the shot off. He scores and he's fouled.
Oh, a big argument around the league. Who'd you rather have, this guy or a guy by the name of Buck Williams? You ain't hurting with either one. Look at the body on Cummings. He's got those bow legs, looks like a halfback. Those guys never get hurt. He rebounds, he shoots.
Well, Cummings, of course, one of those 4 players last year that scored over 20 points and got 10 rebounds per ball game. Another, of course, was Dr. J. Another was Moses Malone, and still another was the rookie of Indiana last year, Clark Kellogg.
There's so many rumors about Cummings right up until the midnight hour on the trading day. Would he go to Milwaukee for Marcus Johnson? Nothing happened. He's here. Nice pass.
Nice pass indeed inside by Ivoroni. It gets it into Malone, and he's got to be fouled inside. And the personal foul again will go on Smith, and it'll be a second of the ball game.
Here's Malone. Once again, we talked to Harold Katz before the ball game. We'll run that interview later on ESPN during the week, but he made a point that is very, very true. First of all, he said his remarks were taken completely out of context, and I can't comment on that because I don't know. Only the man knows. But he did say this, which is true. If the Sixers are going to do anything in the playoffs, this man must be sensational.
Well, Moses Malone has accounted for only 3 points so far this evening with 3 out of 4 at the foul line. It's 22-15 as our score. Philadelphia's lead is at 7. Billy Cunningham off the Philadelphia bench, hollering instructions defensively. Donaldson again still playing with 2 fouls against Moses Malone on the offensive end right now. Norm Nixon. 6 points by Norm here in the period, and the Clippers are within 5.
Few better than him at his job. He could hit it from the outside. Nice pass inside by Cheeks.
Kelser draws the foul trying to knock it away, and they spotted that alley-oop. The pass was actually too short. Had it been up around the rim, Julius would have had a sling.
Any question about that. There's the Doc who just owns midair. He's the guy that can hang in midair and do it all. He steals, he rebounds, he blocks shots. He's just a study in controlled flight. Got to love his game.
Julius has not missed a shot yet. He makes the first one here at the foul line. He's also 3 out of 3 from the floor.
Question for you. Have you ever heard a bad word about this guy?
No, I really haven't.
And you know, you hear bad words about, I always hear bad words about you, which I ignore, but you hear bad words about everybody. You never hear a bad word about this guy.
Well, I take it back. I've been in a few losing dressing rooms after Julius had beaten you. Maybe I'll retract that. Kelce will be fouled outside by Ivoroni. Ivoroni will draw his first personal foul. Philadelphia will take the ball out of bounds to San Diego, where they'll inbound it here with Kelce. Kelce trying to get it into Nixon. Good defense by Cheeks. Cheeks was the guy that came out of West Texas State as he tries to stop Norm Nixon, the rebound by Julius Erving. And he had to go into a lot of playtime because of injuries at Philadelphia, and it made him the basketball player he is right now.
And, he's not changed one bit. He goes down to Amarillo, and he'll do benefits for him. He's just a sensational person.
Derek Smith, acceleration, and he throws up one to try to draw the two shots, and he does. As a personal foul is on Ivoroni, and that's two very quick back-to-back fouls on Ivoroni. 14th foul of the period on Philadelphia, and here is Derek Smith at the line to shoot two for San Diego. What an acceleration move he had at the head of the key. 4 minutes, 3 seconds to play in the first quarter. We're in San Diego tonight. Sam Smith along with Irv Brown. Irv and I, by the way, will be in Houston next Sunday as the Cleveland Cavaliers will go against the Houston Rockets, and we get another update on how Ralph Sampson is doing, the fine rookie that I guess is hands down the rookie of the year so far. Don't know if anybody else would be challenging. Smith knocks it in. That's 2 for 2 at the line now for San Diego. Smith with one more throw here.
That is good style, Sam. He does not use his speed at all on the free throw. He's got a good wrist snap. All right, thumbs up. Let's see what Billy Cunningham has going here.
Cheeks against Norm Nixon. Julius Erving guarded by Kelce. Pass underneath to Toney, and Derek Smith is going to draw another foul, and that's his third. Score the basket by Toney. That's his 10th. He'll go to the line trying to complete a three-point play, and with that, it's 25-19. As the 76ers go into the lead, and Smith has to come out, and here comes Ricky Pierce out of Rice, the number 2 scorer in NCAA play. While with the Rice Owls a couple of years ago, drafted by Detroit, and traded over here to San Diego. Got some play time, but had some trouble injury-wise, and has been relegated to coming off the bench now.
Got a tough assignment stopping this guy. Andrew is a clutch player, and I know he struggled a little bit, but you got to keep in mind injuries have had something to do with this. People say, what's wrong with the Sixers? Sam, one of the things, and I think Greg alluded to it earlier, everybody loads up for him. Everybody plays a little harder. I'm not sure that much is wrong with him other than the injuries.
There's another play, and it's out of bounds to the San Diego Clippers, and it'll be their 6th of the night. Inbounded pass, here comes Philadelphia. 3:35 to play. They lead by 6, 25-19. Moses inside on Donaldson. There's that step-back turnaround, and Donaldson is there to clean the boards. Greg Kelce in the open. Julius will let that one hop out of bounds right in front of the scorer's table, and Philadelphia will have it.
The viewer can't see it. You have to be here to appreciate that. But listen, the crowd is buzzing because Malone was going to jam it. He was going to stuff the ball. The jam was missed, and I'll tell you, there's a little excitement there. Back of the rim all the way up to our position here.
And it's certainly a high wire act as well as a whistle and a foul. It's going to be called inside on Ricky Pierce. Pierce will draw the personal foul. The Clippers are over the limit, so Andrew Toney will be at the line. Will be shooting 2 here. Checking in is last year's winner of the 6th Man of the Year award in the NBA, Bobby Jones, out of North Carolina. Speaking of a guy that's never really had much said bad about him in his entire career, 6'9" Bobby Jones in his 10th year. Averages 8 points, about 5 rebounds a ball game. Toney has now missed 2 back-to-back shots here.
Kelce's getting a little freezing on his right arm. Looks like the bicep. You're talking about Jones. If there's a better left hand, I'd like to know who's got it in this league.
Somewhere along the way, they taught him well. Next shot by Toney. That's the first of 3 that he has made at the foul line. Only 6 out of 11 for the Sixers so far. They lead 26-19.
Probably had to develop that left hand, either eating with the fork with the left hand or riding a bicycle some way.
Push inside, and I think they're going to catch Ivoroni again. They do, and if it is on Ivoroni, which they now call to the bench, that's his 3rd personal foul.
Ivoroni, Danny Shays, Kurt Nymphius, they just seem to stand out with the officials.
They do kind of get a favorite number, don't they, somewhere along the way. 3 minutes left to play in this first quarter. Good shots of both of the coaches, Billy Cunningham and Jimmy Lynam.
Jimmy's working Wally Rooney a little bit. Billy Cunningham gets up and says, Wally, now listen.
Billy Cunningham, by the way, is now 21 victories away from the 400 mark, and he's only 40 years of age.
That's something. He's done a great job with the substitutions with this talented team.
That's going to
Like Moses.
That's his second on Big Mo as he goes over Kelcher's back, who had good position. And now we've got a timeout to be called. So a timeout on the floor. This is the mandatory. Goes to Philadelphia. The Sixers 26, the Clippers 20. We'll return with more ESPN basketball in a moment.
Ted Giannolis, the San Diego Chicken, is out here. He has taken a little bit of a gig that he started one day. Now he does 250 events a year. Makes about $7 grand an appearance. That's, as he calls it, that's a paltry sum.
Yep, a paltry sum.
Ted will tell you that.
You know, this is about the third or fourth time we've seen him in 2 weeks here. He's getting around as much as we are, I guess.
Right now, Sam, the shooting percentage is 71 for the Sixers. They're 10 of 14. Clippers are cold. They're 44. The boards right now 11-9 in favor of San Diego.
Greg Kelser shooting at the line here for the San Diego Clippers. First shot is up and good. Stands just slightly to the left of center at 7 points against Golden State. Last 9 ball games shooting very well at 58%. They could certainly use some of that here to try to get back in it as they're down by 5. And they're still down by 5 as that one hung precariously on the rim and then fell away. Into the forecourt, Philadelphia, orchestrated by Billy Cunningham. They shoot right in front of the Philadelphia bench here in the first half. 5-point Philly lead at 26-21. Cheeks behind his big screen inside is Clem Johnson checked in during the timeout. Good tightrope work there by Donaldson to save that one. Ricky Pierce first shot of the night. Clem Johnson cleans it off. Young man out of Florida A&M. Cheeks and Toney stay at the guards. Jones, Clem Johnson, and Ivoroni on the front line. Clem Johnson turnaround over Donaldson. That's his first shoot for home. Only 6 a game to 5 rebounds.
He doesn't shoot that well, but for 10 minutes he'll give you some defense and he will rebound. I thought it was a good acquisition along with Sam Williams. He's got a little bit of an injury problem. Nice scam.
All set up by a beautiful screen set by Terry Cummings down in the low box on the left side. Boy, did he set a major league pick that time.
And Norm Nixon finding the open man. Once again, he's the point guard here, and I just think it's a great deal.
28-23, Philadelphia with the lead by 5. They've got Johnson down in that low box again, and he duplicates his shot he made a moment ago over Donaldson to make it 30-23. There's that one-on-one matchup with Cheeks and Nixon in the backcourt. Nixon, by the way, went over the franchise record here at San Diego the other night. He broke Ernie DiGregorio's record of the franchise of 663 assists. Rebound by Philadelphia. Turnover number 7 on San Diego. Back the other way. Driving in by Cheeks.
Boy, that's not bad. Got a great overall game. Maybe the most effective penetrator in the NBA. Once again, his numbers aren't what they were a year ago, but second season coming up.
Nixon outside. It's a 9-point lead for the second time of the period now for Philadelphia. Pierce over Cheeks. And Ricky Pierce averages 11 a ball game. Gives San Diego 25. They're down by 7.
When he's on a roll, Sam, there are very few from the outside any better. Pierce, you know, he's a one-dimension guy. It's strictly offense, but he can do it.
Clemens finally draws a blank, and the rebound by San Diego with 42 seconds to play in the quarter. Pierce again, a check off on Cheeks. Kelser right inside, and he'll turn it over. That's number 8 by San Diego. A pair only 3 for Philadelphia. Subs come off the bench. First of all, Clint Richardson, number 4, will join the backcourt with Toney as Cheeks will sit down. And coming off of the San Diego bench, they'll bring in Jerome Whitehead, and Donaldson sits down. Whitehead out of Marquette will wear number 33 in the white. 26 seconds to go in the period. Toney inside on Pierce, a block on Ricky. Second personal foul, and Andrew Toney will go back to the line and shoot for the Philadelphia 76ers. Sixers only 6 out of 11. In this period, as the conversation continues to go with Bruce Alexander, as Billy Cunningham talks about strategy here. Philly's lost only 171 games. By the way, one of his assistants on the bench tonight, Jack McMahon, actually started as one of the head coaches for the old San Diego Rockets, you may recall, before they moved to Houston. Did an excellent job. Matty Guthers, who spotted play for the old Philadelphia Warriors, is the other assistant. And Al Domenico is the trainer on the bench for Philadelphia. Tony's foul shot is good.
Had a tough time with Al's name when they introduced him before the game, didn't they?
Well, it was close. Both foul shots by Toney. They're now 8 out of 13. San Diego trails in the ball game by 9 again. They'll try to go for a final shot here as Nixon, with the shot clock off, They work one-on-one on Clint Richardson.
Ooh, they got that side clear. Let's see if Richardson reacts.
Let's see what he does as he backs it up.
Double.
9. Pierce, top of the key. Rebound knocked away by Whitehead. Richardson, midcourt Toney. Great play to knock it away. Nixon will catch it as the horn goes off, and that's the end of the first quarter. So as expected, the Philadelphia 76ers have come in and control the early going as the Clippers try to get things right in the second quarter, and we'll have it for you. 34-25, Philadelphia back after this. Philadelphia 76ers have just been put the hex on here by the Chicken and friends. Turnovers in the ball game so far. The Clippers have turned it over 8 times. Philadelphia only 3 so far in the ball game. And the rebound battle so far is 7-12, as you can see on the screen there. Philadelphia with the lead. 34-25, they've got the lead to the Philadelphia 76ers so far. The Sixers again, who lost 112 to 100 at Phoenix on Thursday, try to right themselves here. They on the road are 14-17. While here at home, San Diego, playing on their home floor, is 16-11 as a team. Ball will belong to the Clippers as we start the second quarter of the ball game. Clippers again, not mathematically out of that chase for a playoff bid in the Western Conference, but the time is starting to wear down where it suddenly may be. Checking the lineup as Pierce, along with Nixon, stay in for San Diego. Front line, Kelser, Whitehead, and Cummings. Defensively for Philadelphia, they've got Toney and Richardson. Ivoroni, Jones, and Clint Johnson still in there. Nixon picked up by Richardson.
Look for the guards to go back door the way Toney and Richardson are playing. There's a foul by Andrew. Richardson can play that defense, Sam. I saw his old coach the other day, Jack Shallow, running the Wyoming ball club in the CBA. Talks finally of Richardson.
2 foul shots coming to Ricky Pierce. Pierce, by the way, is the best on this ball club at 89% and one of the very tops in the NBA. It kind of fluctuates with Ricky Pierce, along with a young man that we saw at Indiana the other night. And, of course, that's the fine little point guard out of Purdue. And Pierce, who is an 89% foul shooter, is going to miss the first shot here.
This guy played at Rice for Mike Schuler, who's now in the league. Mike with Milwaukee works for Donnie Nelson.
Pierce's shot is up and good, so he's got another point added to his total. He's got 3 for the night, and it's a 34-26 ball game. Philadelphia, by the way, was only 8 out of 13 in shooting at the foul line in that first quarter of the ball game. Clint Richardson misfires, knocked away by 2 of the Clippers, almost not too far away to retrieve. Cummings tries to take things in his own hands, and that may be on Ivoroni. It is, and that's his 4th.
Oh, so Billy Cummings has to make a move. Sam Williams has got a little bit of a heel bruise. Comes in. Sam put on a show before the ball game, stuffing him. He wasn't a Dr. J, but he did it. Let's take a look. As Cummings, very aggressive, gets bumped here by Ivoroni, unable to get the shot, but he'll get a pair. His ball club trails it by 8. There's Sudden Sam out of Arizona State.
Sam Williams, truly one of the high wire acts here in the arena today, as Cummings with the foul shot's good.
And a delight to be around. He's always got that smile on his face. He's got the time of day for everybody.
Terry, with only 4 points so far in this ball game, tries to put together a couple of years. He missed 2 back-to-back foul shots, but he makes both of these.
Is his old coach going to get one the last time out? Ray Meyer, the slim Ray Meyer. Saw him on TV the other day. Looks like the shadow.
He said that ball club will indeed knock some pounds off of you. Toney inside by Williams. There's that high wire act we were talking about, and Clint Johnson will finally be fouled inside. Personal will go on number 20. That'll be on Kelser.
Well, has really asserted himself here since coming in from Malone a few moments ago. Let him fight in here. Got the size, got the big behind. He uses it. There he is, up in the air. Got a pair coming. His ball club leads it by 6.
Clem Johnson out of Florida A&M sets here for Philadelphia. Again, Philly, 34-28 leaders so far. A ball club that, as Irv pointed out, talked to Mr. Katz before the ball game, their owner. And much that has been blown into the papers has been a little bit taken out of context, according to Mr. Katz. Thus, many of the players have pretty well taken it lightly, even though they say they're a little bit upset that that type thing can get circulated, and they want to kind of prove themselves here in San Diego.
Talk about a lot of pride. If you take a look at the scowl on Malone's face every time you watch him, the man has a reputation to keep, and he don't like the way he's playing. Wants to do something about it. We'll see him pretty quick. Look at Andrew.
Andrew Toney. Perpetual motion, and there's Bobby Jones. It keeps it going as well. New 24.
Tell you what, Andrew might as well be on the playgrounds in Alabama. Loose as a goose. He knows how to eat.
He'll draw the foul on Norm Nixon as well. Nixon will draw his second.
See, to me, Sam, he changed his pivot foot that time, but apparently not. Here comes Bill Walton back in, Helix High School. Now, will they do the same thing? Will they draw Walton out? He'll probably have Sam Williams. Will Sam Williams stay out? Billy Cunningham just yells out, Sam, you got Walton. They match up on the other end. Will Billy Cunningham go with that four-man strategy that we saw with Ivoroni before he got in foul trouble?
14 points by Toney. By the way, in the last 10 ball games, Walton has been playing the forward. First time he played a forward since his high school days at Helix High here in San Diego. His brother Bruce was a center. Not a bad combination. 49 straight victories for Helix High. Toney with 15 points. They make both the foul shots there, and it's now 38-28, a biggest lead in the ball game by Philly by 10. Whitehead along with Walton and Kelser in the front line. 9 on the shot clock. Inside, another turnover by the Clippers, and that's an even 10.
Boy, the crowd getting a little edgy because San Diego kills himself, just like the Golden State game. All right, let's see. Johnson's going to match up with Walton, so Billy Cunningham will just run normal offense.
Well, actually, they're running a zone inside, if you want to be perfectly honest about it. Shot outside by Andrew Toney. And, you know, we talked at the top of the show, we talked about Dr. J and about Moses Malone, but this is a guy night in and night out that we have watched. There's always been a thorn in everybody's side.
Well, and the one thing that might keep him from greatness, he picks up a lot of offensive fouls. Other than that, the guy has it all. Here they come with another turnover.
Number 11 on San Diego. Watch out. There's Sam Williams putting it down in a hurry.
Sam can do it, I'll tell you.
Oh, my. 14-point lead now by Philadelphia. And San Diego's going to call their first time out here in the second quarter. 9 minutes and 39 seconds left to play. The Philadelphia 76ers have raced off to a 14-point lead, and they've done it rather spectacularly, but on some loose play by San Diego. 42-28, Philadelphia. ESPN and NBA basketball continues in a moment. You have the ball, you can't control the tempo of the game. Now I have the ball, and I am controlling the whole game. Norm Nixon, who played somewhat in the shadow as far as the control of the game to the great Magic Johnson up at L.A., but here in San Diego, he does run the show. And as we speak, at this very moment, Billy McKinney has replaced Norm Nixon in the lineup for the San Diego Clippers. Billy McKinney, Irv Brown, you saw him play a lot at Denver. A guy that, if there's a guy with a bigger heart in this league, I don't know who it might be.
You just got to love the guy. Plus, he's the best Pac-Man player in the league. I'll put him up against anybody.
6 feet tall in his fourth year out of Northwestern. Again, he wears number 1.
Hey, and his old coach, Tex Winters, is, boy, that looks pretty good. Tex Winters is back as an assistant coach in college ball down in LSU under Dale Brown. And you talk about a man doing something he's very good at. Tex defeats the fundamentals.
Knocked out of there by Sam Williams. And they'll call a personal foul on Sam on the inside. That's only foul number 2 on Philadelphia now. As the ball comes out of bounds to San Diego.
Let's see if the Clippers can get a little run going now. They're down 12. They need to take care of the basketball. I'd like to see them powered in underneath, get it in the blocks a little bit.
That's one of the things that about the last 6 trips, they've had 3 turnovers and have taken 3 shots that have failed to fall. Nice block by Sam Williams, and the rebound, Philadelphia comes out. 9 minutes now left to play in the half.
Keep in mind, Malone and Erving have been sitting it out. Julius is coming in.
Nice. Johnson will double bump and get Walton in midair. Walton draws his second personal foul. And Clem Johnson will go to the foul line where he'll be shooting 2 for Philly.
Listen, Sam, Clem Johnson doing some nice things. Look at the head and shoulders fake. That's not in the scouting report. He's done a very good job. Malone has sat it out a bunch.
Clem Johnson, by the way, is in his 6th NBA year. Came from Indiana in February of 1983. Played in 83 games because he was traded inside the season. Of course, there's only 82 in the regular campaign, but because of the trade, got to play in 83 of those games last year, and he's plodding along here for Philadelphia with a foul shot. 3 out of 3, by the way, and he has 7 points. Donaldson rejoins the San Diego lineup, and he'll go against Clem Johnson, replacing Whitehead.
Boy, it's a strong man. Keep in mind, he played 1 year of high school ball in Sacramento before George Raveling found him. They worked him hard in the weight room, and the best is ahead of James. About like Mark Eaton. When you got size like that, you just work on a power move.
Mark Eaton, of course, is the Sears Tower that plays center for the Utah Jazz. 8:45 left to play. There's another turnover as McKinney throws it behind Walton.
They better get back.
Philadelphia coming back. Sam Williams was kind of stutter-stepping, kind of timing his steps, hoping Toney could give him a lead pass, but Toney couldn't get there in time. Again, it's 43-30. Make it 45-30 as Toney gets his 6th point of the period, his 19th of the ball game already.
He's so strong. He's got the great wrist. You know, his form is not classic. It's about like a band away. Guys who shoot off the wrong foot do things wrong as we get a foul here. Sam, those are the hardest to stop. All your life you're taught a right-handed shooter. You put the left hand up in their face. Now you go against guys who shoot off the wrong foot or a spread eagle like Andrew Toney, you're in trouble. All right, there's the look. As you go to the corner, there's the foul. Good extension by Ricky Pierce. He is an offensive force.
By the way, Toney is now replaced in the lineup by Maurice as Pierce will be shooting. Toney, by the way, missed only 1 field goal try. He was 7 out of 8 from the floor and was 5 out of 7 at the foul line, and again has 19 points already. Pierce's first foul shot good here. He's got 6 points for the game.
Right now, the Sixers are shooting 60%. The Clippers still cool at 45. You don't beat too many teams in this league unless you're over 50. The athletes are just too good. Coaches can stop patterns. They can't stop individuals.
Ricky Pierce with the 2 foul shots there. 32 points for the San Diego Clippers. They're down by 13. Again, a 15-point lead a moment ago by Philadelphia with 8:10 left to play here in the first half. Julius Erving back in during the timeout, picked up by Kelser. Baseline left, Sam Williams. Not that good a shooter from that range, and the rebound off to Kelser.
He'll pull up and shoot it. That's Billy's deal. Dishes this time, and normally he'll shoot the jumper.
Walton not inside to Kelser. He takes about 4 steps, and that's the 13th turnover of the game on the San Diego Clippers.
Walton gave him a good pass, just couldn't handle it. There's Jimmy Lynam. I think he's an outstanding young coach. It's been frustrating this year. They have not found the chemistry.
Personal foul's going to be called on Johnson. That'll be his first and an offensive foul, and only the 4th turnover on Philadelphia here in the game, and only the first here in the second quarter. 7 minutes, 39 to go before the half. 45-32 Philly. They have led throughout. San Diego has never led. There's McKinney's little pull-up jumper, and the left-hander from Northwestern gets his first hoop.
He's been everywhere. Kansas City, Utah. 22nd timeout, says Billy Cunningham. He leads it by 11.
Billy Cunningham wants to talk it over. One of the things that, of course, up until the last couple of years, the 22nd timeout had to be used strictly for an injury. Now, of course, it's another weapon as they have still 2 extra timeouts, 1 in each half of the ball club, but you can't carry him over. This program is authorized under the rights granted by the National Basketball Association solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, or the use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited. Sam Smith along with Irv Brown in San Diego Sports Arena. And there's Mr. Harold Katz, who, by the way, is on this 4-game swing with his Philadelphia 76ers. And as he said in an interview with Irv Brown, somewhat misquoted in some of the comments he made about his ball club. He also knows how good the popcorn is in all of the arenas around the country. Julius Erving, his main man, misses inside, and Walton will clean it off.
Well, we have not seen Malone, Sam. It's been Clem Johnson.
Billy with that 22nd timeout. Now San Diego with a chance to cut that lead down to 9 with a basket. 10 on the shot clock as McKinney gets that return pass. Ricky Pierce, only 6 on the shot clock. They've got to do something with it now. Pierce with a 2-point goal. Hops back in the corner, but Cheeks beats Pierce to it. Good lead pass. Julius Erving with too many steps. That's 5 turnovers in Philadelphia. Julius saying, wait a minute. I'm allowed 3 or 4 steps every other place in the world.
Bruce Alexander makes the call as Moses Malone comes in. Bruce Alexander's old coach is doing pretty good. Marv Harshman played for him at Pacific Lutheran, now at Washington. He's winning it. Tied, I guess, with Oregon State in the Pac-10.
Well, it's almost like a traffic cop now because Bruce Alexander has to tell which of the players they can come in and which cannot. Terry Cummings nor Moses Malone are allowed to come in. Greg Hodges, however, is allowed to come in as he inbounds the ball. Hodges out of Long Beach gets it to McKinney. And there is Walton with another tip and won't go this time. Rebound. Oh, boy, is that one packed away by Johnson. Another travel by Philadelphia, and that's a half a dozen for them.
Well, Johnson did a great job blocking the shot, turns it over. Malone comes in for Clem. Clem had a good stint, though. The only mistake he made was that travel. Here's little Billy. We'll get a chance to see the rejection. Clem and Johnson can play some defense for you. Well, you talk about stuffing it. There it is. Then, unfortunately, he turns it over at the other end.
Great timing. 11-point lead. Once again, that block came in the field of play, and that's one of the keys for a shot blocker.
Sam, you make
foul is going to be called on Julius Erving. Excuse me, Irv, and that's only his first of the ball game as he pushes outside.
You make a great point, and the best in this league is Kevin McHale. I've never seen a guy block a shot like he does. Keep it in play. He doesn't swat it into the fourth row, which looks great. That doesn't help your ball club. He swats it, gets it, and starts to break.
That, by the way, was a 15th foul call in Philadelphia, so Bill Walton, after they've just about inbounded the ball on the side, will now go to the foul line and shoot 2 here for the San Diego Clippers.
Never know if he's going to have the goggles or not.
Plays with him without him. Of course, Whitehead, a guy that plays with the goggles religiously here. But again, Bill Walton without him here. Has one more throw coming. And he'll make the second one. So he's got 9 points in the ballgame. 11 out of 14 as a team, the San Diego Clippers here with 6:18 left to play in the first half. Julius Erving for Philadelphia. A 10-point game now at 35 for the Clippers, 45 Philadelphia. Richardson will track his own miss shot. Doesn't use much of that 24-second clock. There's Moses Malone with a follow, but he's going to be fouled inside. And that may go on Donaldson. It does, and that's number 3. Score the basket by Malone. He'll try to complete the 3-point play.
Well, once again, no one this man's size has ever worked harder, in my opinion. That's what's been frustrating for Philly fans, because this is the most dominating offensive figure. He just works hard. Offensive rebounder deluxe.
Well, again, Moses Malone, the best of the offensive rebounders. Hank McDowell out of Memphis State checks in, a free agent that signed before the year started, with San Diego is in there as Malone completes the 3-point play. 15 out of 20 as a team for Philadelphia. Their lead is back up to 13 at 48-35. We're under 6 minutes to go here in the first half from San Diego tonight. Illegal defense warned now on Philadelphia. So that's the first warning on the 76ers. Billy Cunningham, there's no sweat. That's all right.
You notice Stigmata's comments? They ought to throw that out, that it's misunderstood. Just let people play whatever they want to. You know, might be something to it, Sam. Find out a lot about who could coach. Play a boxing one, maybe a matchup.
You know, Frank Layton kind of likes that too at Utah.
Well, a lot of people think it turned into a jump shot contest at the tail end of a trip, but a lot of times when you're overmatched, you know, if you could play a boxing one, you could match up.
Well, the Clippers avoided their 15th turnover, make that their 14th by the ball being out of bounds off of a Philadelphia player. McDowell gets the inbound, 10 on the shot clock. Hodges, who started last year over a couple of dozen games for the Clippers, misses his first shot. Walton for the rebound, and Cheeks will steal it from behind. That is the 14th turnover now by San Diego, and here comes Mo Cheeks. And a turnover on Philadelphia, that's their 7th. McDowell in the open court. He stops it on a run. Oh, that's pretty.
Boy, he struggled the other night. That looked good. Hank McDowell getting to play some ball with the injury to Michael Brooks. Here they come again.
Turnover number 8 for Philadelphia. 5 minutes to play. McDowell loses the handle on it. McKinney in the tall timber. Throws it by everybody and out of bounds. Last touch by Philadelphia, and the Clippers will still have it, and this crowd starts to come alive.
Well, you know, it's been a Philadelphia crowd. Now all of a sudden they get into it. Here comes Nixon back in. Good time to make a run. Cummings, Walton, Nixon, McDowell, and Hodges.
You know, one of the things with 13 on the shot clock is Norm Nixon calls a play as Hodges gets it. Philadelphia has San Diego's #1 draft this year, so they definitely would like to put the Clippers down. Malone going for the rebound, and he will be fouled, and they're going to call it on Terry Cummings.
Here's the matchup I like. Walton and Malone. Once again, Walton played Malone better than anybody I've ever seen a year ago. He pushed, he shoved, he kept him out a little higher. Just a couple of big guys. They know how to play the game.
Foul shots taken on each foul on both ends now with the last 4 minutes and 48 seconds of this first half. 48-37 if you're just joining us. Philadelphia with 11-point lead. Moses Malone with a total of 6 points for the ball game. Make it still 6 as he misfires here.
He's short on everything. He isn't using his legs. Moses has had an injury problem. He's been short. That's better.
That one's there, and that's now 16 out of 22 for the 76ers, and they're up by 12 at 49-37. They've led by as many as 15 in the game. Turnovers have been a problem as Hodges tries to force one inside on Philly. Julius Erving finally gets the ball. Hodges almost made a steal out of it. Oh, what a bounce pass to Richardson. Blocked away by Cummings, right to McDowell.
Clippers are coming on. They're playing better now. Playing in the paint. Look out.
Terry Cummings jumper. Cummings with only his second basket of the ball game, his 7th point of the game. And it's now a 49-39 ball game.
They feel it changed a little bit. Let's see what the doc does. He's the key now. He wants a timeout.
Philadelphia will call the timeout again. A 15-point lead at 45-30. And now coming back, they've been outscored 9-5. Make that 9-4, excuse me. And the Philadelphia lead is down to 10 at 49-39 here in San Diego. Well, when you talk about the chairman of the board, you've got to talk about Moses Malone. At the age of 14, he said, I discovered a little secret. Pick the one thing that you do best and work at it. So while every kid was trying to be the next Iceman, George Gervin of San Antonio, I was hitting the boards. And it's paid off for Moses Malone of Philadelphia.
He calls it taking you to the rack. Malone just wears you out in the 4th quarter. And I know he's not in shape now. There's been a problem. But in the 4th quarter, he owns you. Sam, you got to keep in mind, 1 year ago, this ball club destroyed New York, the Lakers, Milwaukee. They're tremendous in the playoffs, and people who rule them out because they've been struggling, I think they're making a serious mistake.
Well, Bobby Jones is in there at one of the forwards now. Malone and Julius Erving up front. They've got Toney along with Cheeks back of the guards, and this is Julius Erving against Cummings. Julius with a little turnaround gets his 9th point of the game, and just that quickly, it's a 12-point lead by Philadelphia again.
Well, you knew they'd go to the inspirational leader when it was sticky because the Clippers were coming on.
Hank McDowell out of Memphis State. It's his first jumper outside. That for McDowell is his second basket here in the quarter. 51-41, Philly by 10. 3 minutes, 38 to play. And now Bruce Alexander now warns the Philadelphia bench to try to quieten it down. Now a whistle of the foul, and they'll call it on McDowell.
McDowell was pushing and shoving pretty good with Dr. J. All right, here comes Bruce Alexander over to warn Billy Cunningham. Now, he warned him once before.
He's talking to Billy Cunningham.
He says, I was only talking to Jack McMahon about dinner tonight. I wasn't talking to you, Bruce.
Jack McMahon, by the way, is sitting just to the left of Billy Cunningham, along with Matt Dukas when we look at that Philadelphia bench throughout the night. Shot by Julius is up and good. Julie has a total of 10 points for the ball game.
McMahon can shoot it. I don't know if he still can. He used to shoot it pretty good.
Julius having those 2 foul shots. It's a 12-point lead at 53-41 for Philadelphia. 3.5 left to play. Norm Nixon against Cheeks. And now an offensive foul on Norm Nixon. That's another turnover on San Diego, and that's 3 handfuls. They've got 15 turnovers now.
That's when you're in trouble as an official because people feel that he gets talked into one after Cunningham had worked him pretty good. There wasn't a lot of contact. That's where you get the jam when you're an official. Something makes you blow the whistle.
Herb Brown, one of the top collegiate officials in the country, did 6 NCAA finals, as a matter of fact. Rebound comes off to Terry Cummings.
You know, we talk about Malone, and Cummings hits sports pretty good, too.
Hodges, that one just lips out. Terry Cummings, though, will finish it off. Cummings with 6 in the period, 9 for the ball game. And right now, the Clippers refuse to fold up, even though they trail by 10 points.
I'd like to see him get it inside, Sam. Oh, what a hit by Walton on Malone. What's the contact in here, Sam? I'll tell you what, Walton just drilled Malone. Now Malone throws an elbow. It's like 2 heavyweights fighting.
There's an air ball. Walton forced him in. McDowell will throw it away.
Sam, I'll tell you, this is something. This is the best action we've had inside.
Cummings against Malone on the other side. So they are really going after it now.
That's the best shot I've ever seen Malone take from somebody. People usually respect him.
Beautiful pass by Walton. McDowell was not ready. Right off the
Oh, terrible pass by Toney.
Nixon tries to finish and does.
Well, I'll tell you, Norm Nixon, Bill Walton in the right place at the right time. Walton's got, look at the bulldog in Walton's eyes. Watch this matchup. Walton going against Malone. He'll come into your picture right now.
53-45. Philadelphia's lead is down to 8 with 2 minutes left to play in the first half. Malone inside. Bobby Jones just slips inside of Walton and he'll lay it in. His first basket by Bobby Jones. Trying to quieten the crowd for a moment as it's a 10-point lead.
Walton's hurt. Walton's hurt. He calls a timeout.
Walton's going to walk to the bench rather slowly after a good aggressive move by Bill Walton. And again, you can see him as he labors towards the bench here for San Diego. Well, they had cut it down to 8. It's 53-45. A good aggressive play by Walton. Probably the ugliest streak of basketball we've seen in a while on both ends, but nonetheless, Nixon finally finished it off. But right back the other way, Philadelphia gets the basket, and they're up by a total of 10 points in this ball game. You know, one of the things about looking at this ball game tonight, the guards for the Philadelphia 76ers, when we talk about how good the front line play for San Diego is, of course, with Cummings, Walton, and Donaldson, they try to get a lot of points there, but Herb, you feel that the two guards, particularly Cheeks and Toney, probably double down better than anybody else in this league.
And any question about it, I'll put them up against anybody in this league. Everybody doubles down in this league. But to double down and then get out and get a hand in the jump shooter's face, that takes tremendous quickness, and that's what Toney and Cheeks do here. And I can't ignore Richardson. I've always felt that's one of the strengths of Billy Cunningham's defense.
Well, after a great Big Ten basketball game today with Illinois just taking Indiana right apart, we've got more Big Ten basketball coming your way on ESPN. It'll be Wednesday, March the 7th at 8 o'clock East, 5 p.m. on the Pacific Coast. It's Michigan against Iowa. Steve Carfino once again for Iowa, but go up against the Wolverines' Eric Turner. Lots of Big Ten basketball here on ESPN Live Wednesday, March 7th. May not be seen in some areas, but if it's in your area, I hope you'll tune in to Michigan and Iowa. Billy Cunningham has come to midcourt to confer, to check on some timeouts or maybe a foul or two. Not normally do you see the head coach going to the official book. The assistant coach is normally relegated to that duty, but apparently Billy wanted to get it straight, and he will do it himself. Lovely young lady watching on here tonight. They were anticipating up to about 12,500, and they may very easily have it here in the arena today. As the sports arena, kind of a buzz about this ball game. And again, the Philadelphia 76ers on a 4-game road swing, trying to pick up a victory here after losing in Phoenix on Thursday. They've got Franklin Edwards, number 14, into the ball game now. He joins Andrew Toney and replaces Cheeks in the lineup.
Sixers will play in LA. I believe that's Wednesday, Sam. That'll be interesting. We did that ball game a year ago. I think you'll find out just how far the Sixers are coming back now in that ball game. Look at Walton.
Walton really going after it. I'm telling you, he's a man possessed right now with 11 points.
Keep in mind, this is one of the greatest basketball players ever before he had that string of injuries. I've never seen anybody pass like Walton or outlet.
There's that big matchup. Malone tries to move him out of the way, misses, gets another rebound, puts it in. Malone with that big drop step, knocking Walton out of the way for his 9th point of the ball game. 57-47, and the crowd not too happy about the happenings for Philadelphia. Minute 14 to play in the half. By the way, Greg Gumbel and John Ingles will bring you up to date on the other 2 ball games in the NBA at halftime.
Watch him skip that. There it is.
Hodges in traffic, gets a charge.
Well, it's an excellent pass by Walton, but good inside defense. They draw the charge in the 10-point lead for the Sixers. Here's a skip pass. You usually see this against a zone in college as Walton gets the job done. Good defense by who else but Bobby Jones. Here's a tee, and what is this? Is he gone?
Technical foul is called on Jimmy Lynam. He is not out of the game, but that is a very vociferous technical, to say the least.
I'll tell you what, Bruce Alexander broke his finger. He smacked it so hard.
I think Mr. Lynam got the message there as the technical foul goes on Jim on the sideline, and Bobby Jones will shoot the technical foul shot. He'll make it. 19 out of 25 for Philadelphia, 11 out of 14 by San Diego.
Tell you what, though, you take a look. That technical might be a good lift for San Diego. Look at the faces out there. Look at Walton. Look at McDowell. A lot of times it makes you play harder when the coach gets one.
Andrew Toney missed by Malone. Loose ball, foul inside on the rebound, though. Personal foul is going to be called. It's going to go on McDowell.
Malone has really taken over on the offensive end of the boards now, Sam. He isn't having that much success getting the ball down, but he's jumping better. He's moving better.
Well, if there was any question, if it was rightly said or not said by Mr. Katz, I don't think he can question the effort tonight by Moses Malone here in San Diego. I think he's kind of met the challenge of playing the big redhead and vice versa on the other end.
That's amazing, Sam. This guy's been around 10 years. It just doesn't seem possible. 10 years, Moses Malone. Look at all the ball clubs that had a shot on him and passed. You know, he's been everywhere.
Well, it's now 60-47, a 13-point lead. Billy McKinney has checked into the lineup. McDowell on the high post to Hodges. Jones giving Terry Cummings plenty of room, and he'll take advantage of it with a jumper. His 8th point of the period, his 11th of the ball game. 34 seconds left to play here in the first half. Nice pass inside to Malone. Malone against Walton. Touch shot. Tipped out of there by Cummings. Tipped further out by Edwards. Good play, and they'll have the final shot of the half. Shot clock. Well, the shot clock is still going at 6 here. It did not touch the rim, apparently. Toney outside will finish it off. Andrew Toney, 8 points in the quarter, 21 for the game now.
Sam, Andrew spotted the same thing you did. Billy Cunningham thought it was a fresh clock, and Toney intelligently gets it off. Here's a foul as they get him going to the hoop. 62-49 with 5 seconds left. Shots coming.
Bobby Jones draws the foul on McDowell. Again, on the last exchange, the ball did not touch the rim, and thus they had to get it off, and Toney finished it off. Good aggressive move by Hank McDowell to the hole, and he will go for 2 foul shots here for San Diego. 5 seconds left to play. McDowell with a couple of rebounds. Foul shot is up and good. McDowell has hit a couple of the 3 shots that he has attempted tonight. Malone will set down. And coming into the ball game for the 76ers, they bring in Cheeks again, so they get that little smaller lineup. Defensive purposes here with the last 5 seconds.
Jimmy Lanham's going to get run. Alexander's warned him again now. One more and he's gone.
Julius Erving, 4 seconds midcourt. He'll get a 3 underway, or will he? He was not. Cheeks does though, and it's out of his way. It's good. He'll count it. It's only a 2-pointer just inside the line.
What an intelligent pass by the doctor. Gives his ball club a 13-point lead.
Well, it's 64-51 as the Philadelphia 76ers, again, only 5 seconds when Philadelphia inbounded the ball. Doc was trying to get a 3, but watch this.
And he throws it over in the corner. Jimmy Lanham just came up to challenge Wally Rooney. I felt that the ball was on the way and out of the shooter's hand.
Well, a 21-point first half by Andrew Toney to lead the Philadelphia 76ers. They lead by 13, 64-51. The NBA Tonight on ESPN continues after this. Thank you, Greg and John. Indeed, welcome back to San Diego, California. The Clippers have to get their act together as they're down 64-51. You know, Norm Nixon is always one of the keys for the San Diego Clippers, Irv, as you take a look at his numbers here in the first half. He played a total of 18 minutes, got 8 points and 4 assists. It's rather interesting to note how much of a vital part he is to the San Diego offense. For example, let's look at 3 players in the NBA who directly control their offense. Magic Johnson of L.A., 14.3 assists, 17.4 points. About 40% of the offense is directly controlled by Magic Johnson. Nixon here at San Diego scoring a little under at 16.7, 11.2 assists, and about 30. Isaiah Thomas of Detroit, just about that same. So Nixon with only 8 points and 4 assists has got to get his game together if San Diego has a chance to overtake Philadelphia.
Sam, you know, you want to get in an argument in a bar, would you rather have? A strong center or a point guard that runs the show? Because I really believe coaches are split on that. For every coach who I've heard say, I want a rejecter, you'll hear another guy say, I want somebody who runs the show when it's sticky.
Well, that top rebounder again, Bill Walton. Boy, did he have some nice numbers in that first half. 5 out of 10 in shooting, 9 rebounds, and those 11 points. Top shooter and a top scorer, of course, Terry Cummings with a total of a dozen for San Diego. And Philadelphia again on the other side, 21 by Toney. 8 out of 12, missed only 4 shots in that first half, 5 out of 7 at the line. Their top rebounder, of course, was Julius Erving with a total of 4. Moses Malone had only 3 rebounds. All 3 of those came on the offensive glass, though. All right, let's see what San Diego could do. They come back with Derek Smith to start, along with Norm Nixon at the guards, Walton, Cummings, and Donaldson on the front line. Philadelphia counters with their starters of Cheeks, Toney, Malone, Julius Erving, and Ivoroni back in as he pushes and shoves with Cummings. Come on, Derek. This is Cummings trying for the first basket of the second half, and he'll be fouled by Ivoroni. That is his 5th personal foul of the game.
Well, you ain't going to break a sweat, and he'll have to sit it out, or will Billy Cunningham just go with it? Let's take a look. Look at the quickness of Cummings. Too quick for Ivoroni. Goes by him. Ivoroni with the 4 fouls tries to block the shot. Nothing doing. He picks up to number 5.
San Diego was 13 out of 17 as a team in that first half of the ball game. 4 out of 5 by Cummings in the first half, and he makes this one. He has now 13 points in the game.
Billy Cunningham is going to go with Ivoroni. I think what's important for Mark is not to go tender here. You just play hard. If you foul out, so be it.
Cummings 2 free throws draws the Clippers back a little closer again within 11 points at 64-53. How crucial is the start of that third quarter to a ball club here, Irv? It can kind of turn the game totally around one way or the other on you.
People talk about it. All announcers do it. It sounds like a cliche, but it's just true. There's the doc.
Offensive rebound. Ivoroni will miss, and there is the 10th rebound of the night by Bill Walton. Terry Cummings says, I better not dribble that ball much more. I almost got in trouble, and he gives it off to Norm Nixon.
You were talking about Nixon. Watch Nixon's footwork. You know, the game is played with your feet. 48 minutes with the feet, just 8 with the hands, and Donaldson gets one. That's what makes him so effective, along with the cheeks. They have great footwork. I think that's a key for any young basketball player. Work on your footwork. You don't handle it that much.
4 unanswered points by San Diego. Now Donaldson wrestles another rebound away inside on Moses Malone, and the Clippers are within 9.
You get one here, Sam. You got yourself a horse race. The crowd will get involved.
10 minutes, 51 seconds to go in the third quarter. Smith gets inside, mishandles the ball, double pumps, puts it in anyway. Smith with only his 4th point of the ball game after a career-high 23 against Golden State here the other night. And now Philadelphia wants to take a 20-second timeout to just kind of get their stuff together here, while San Diego will celebrate for the moment and hopefully keep the momentum going from their side.
You know, I can't believe what just happened. In the paint, 6'6" Smith goes up against 6'11" Malone, and Moses didn't kill him. Got to put him in the cheap seats. That's his territory. Smith gets an easy one. Shouldn't have.
64-57 again. Each ball club afforded the opportunity of a 20-second timeout in the half. Philadelphia has elected to go ahead and use theirs early rather than go for the full timeout here. And at 64-57, Jimmy Lynam already clampered one technical tonight by the referee Bruce Alexander. Cautions his ball club not to let up because the start of this third so important. Cheeks against Nixon. Andrew Toney, I'm sure one of the things Billy Cunningham said, hey, that's our offense in the first half, why not go back to him again?
How do you defense a guy like that who shoots it with the funny style? I mentioned the Van de Way. All your life, you're taught to play defense one way, and then you go up against a guy like Toney.
9-point lead again. Inside Donaldson. Oh, what a nice move on Malone, but he couldn't get the hook shot down. Malone with the rebound. Cheeks with a kind of a nifty move behind the back and drives for the layup.
Well, I tell you, that's 2 in a row. Intelligent 20-second timeout by Billy Cunningham. He's got the lead back up now.
That's called getting their attention. 68-57. 11 points on the board. 9:54 to play in the third quarter.
Nice.
Smith with another nice cut inside. Got the traffic, but doesn't get the roll.
Move without the ball, somebody will reward you. In this case, Terry Cummings, a good pass.
Personal foul, they call it Andrew Toney on the inside. That's his second personal foul on Smith this cut.
Let's take a look at the interior defense of the 76ers. The ball gets inside too easy. They didn't do that last year. It's one of the things that you notice this year. They talk about the problems, and you try to be specific. The ball going to paint a year ago, you're in trouble. Now they get a pretty good shot. This guy's only 6'6".
5 points by Derek Smith. Again, that career high of 23 here the other night. He has misfired on his first 2 shots in the half, but hit his first one here. But
look at the contact.
Donaldson and Julius Erving. Now they see somebody in the lane too quickly for Philadelphia. Number 8, Ivoroni. And Derek Smith will have another shot coming.
Well, I'll tell you, Donaldson and the Doc were tied up pretty good. Now they just switch. Ivoroni's coming over to battle Donaldson. Donaldson kind of fell on the Doc, and he outweighs him by 100.
That's the reason the Doc moved to the other side, too. Next shot is up no good as Smith will not get the benefit of it, and it's 16 out of 21 as a team for San Diego, and it's a 10-point game.
Let's see what Malone does inside this.
Malone against Donaldson, little step back. Ivoroni with a good offensive rebound. Clean by Walton. Boy, did he pick his pocket on that one. Nixon beautifully passed Donaldson to put it down. That's the first 2 baskets of the ballgame for Donaldson coming in this period, and he draws his club within 8.
Well, he was cherry picking, and Norm Nixon finds him, gets it done. Walton, give credit, though. He had the block. 8-point lead for the Sixers.
9:13 left to play in the third quarter. Sam Smith along with Irv Brown in San Diego tonight. Cheeks almost had that one swiped by Nixon, who anticipated nicely. 5 on the shot clock. Philadelphia's got to get a shot, and Ivoroni will have to shoot it.
That's not the man they want shooting. That's not a good movement there.
Eric Smith cut off by Julius Erving.
Here comes Bobby Jones in for Ivoroni.
Derek Smith in trouble. Walton inside to Cummings. Cummings over Malone. Cummings is there. Philadelphia may use that full timeout, and they do now. So the fans start to take their feet in San Diego. 8 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the third. The Clippers have come storming back after being down by as many as 15. They're within 68 to 62. Bill Walton is now playing in his 34th game of the year for San Diego. Does a nifty job here, Erving, taking that ball away underneath.
Well, he really does. Here's a guy who was signed as a free agent back in May of '79. Lived here, went to Helix High School, as you pointed out. 6'11", and you know he doesn't look like him. He weighs 235. He's a solid 235.
Well, again, he was a college player of the year at UCLA. 3 back-to-back years, 72, 3, and 4. Went on to Portland. Documented there with that NBA championship. You know, it was ironic. He didn't win the NBA Most Valuable Player of the year they won the title. He won it the very next year. He did win the playoff MVP the year they won the championship, but not the league's MVP award. But nonetheless, he's been around, and now it's good to see the redhead back, and he's playing a whale of a ball game this afternoon.
Well, he's got a little fire in his eye. Bill could be a bulldog. Let him push right now. He'll take up some room.
68-62. Bobby Jones coming off the bench. BJ gets his 5th point of the game.
Chuck Daly, who coaches the Pistons, will tell you Bobby Jones is the best the last 2 minutes of a basketball game.
Moses Malone has to come out on the floor on Donaldson.
Donaldson got him in the chop. Watch Malone. You think Moses ain't going to get even? Watch number 2.
Nice bounce pass and Cummings with a jam. Oh, that was a pretty pass by Nixon.
Norm Nixon can do it, and Cummings goes in with that great strength. Look at the arms on him.
Cummings now with 6 in this quarter, 18 for the ball game. Malone will mishandle, and Smith comes away with it. That's a big turnover for Philadelphia. I've got him unofficially for 10 now.
All right, the Clippers get one here. They're within 2 buckets. They were down 13.
Smith off that baseline. Rebound Malone. Smith with a steal. He'll take it back up. Good block. And he'll jump it. That's a good call.
It's a solid call by Bruce Alexander. The crowd doesn't intimidate him. That ball was stuffed. If he drops it intentionally, it's a travel. Would have been a good call by Bruce Alexander. All the grief the officials catch. Good block.
Takes it up and he has all ball. Meanwhile, the jump has been controlled by Philadelphia. So back to live action and a driving layup from the other end by Mo Cheeks. 72-64. 8-point lead again by Philly. Clippers had it down to 6 on a couple of occasions.
Clippers have gone inside, Sam, this half. And Jimmy Lynam got them squared away at halftime because they didn't do it in the first half. It was a perimeter game. Here's where you get the decision. Go in there and make the officials make the call.
Bobby Jones with the second personal foul of the ball game will send Terry Cummings to the foul line. Cummings with a total of 6 in the quarter will have 2 more foul shots. He's been there a total of 7 times already.
There he is with the spin-off, moving without the basketball. Now watch him take it to the hole. This is where you get the calls. When you got arms like that, you go in there, you're going to wind up at the line.
18 points tonight by Cummings. Make it 19 as that one just rolls over the front of the rim, and it's good.
Well, look at this. Well, the Sixers now cooled off 47%, and the home-standing Clippers are up to 51. This thing is really turning around and changing.
18 out of 23 is a team for San Diego at the line, and that foul shot, the last one by Cummings, draws them back within 6. Bobby Jones with a miss. Cummings with a rebound. Norm Nixon in the open court. Watch him create. Bounce underneath. Walton mishandles, but he's fouled.
Once again, the instincts of Norm Nixon. He creates something there. Hey, if this Clipper team cuts out the turnovers, it's 18-8 now. They've got the lead here. They are doing everything right. The Sixers have been coming out doing nothing. They get a couple of shots going, then they stagger around for a while. It's been all San Diego as far as momentum.
Bill Walton at the line will shoot a pair here. Walton with 11 points in the first half was 1 out of 2 at the foul line. He will miss here. Billy Cunningham strolling the Philadelphia bench area, looking down, wondering how in the world they got that paint so smooth on the floor. Shot by Walton, no good. Malone with the 2 misfires into the forecourt. Cheeks, he drives up over the top of Smith. Good defensive play by Smith as Cheeks tries to force it in and draws the foul, and that's 3.
All right, here's Maurice now. You got to have your head and shoulders by somebody. There's the guy. Looks like the guy is moving. It's an offensive foul. The lead is down to 6. The Clippers have the ball.
Bruce Alexander, I think his whistle and indicated a delay of game call on the Philadelphia 76ers. So a delay on Philadelphia warned. 6 minutes, 43 to play in the third. There's Nixon. Nice defensive help there by Julius Erving. Erving coming from the offside where he was guarding Bill Walton. That matchup has Bobby Jones off on Cummings, and Walton is being guarded by Julius Erving. Donaldson just cracked Malone again.
I like it inside. There it is. It's offense on Donaldson. He cracked Malone again and got caught.
That's his 4th personal foul.
Once again, though, they're much more aggressive this half. They've always rebounded in this ball game, but they didn't go inside. Go inside. That's what they're doing.
So it's 72-66. Philadelphia still hangs on to the lead, and Julius Erving tries to add to it. Nice soft last shot on the right side.
That's too easy. You can't give up an uncontested one to the dock. For that matter, anybody in the NBA. You can test and check the shooting percentages versus let it go.
Or you made a good point a moment ago that San Diego is trying to post up a little bit lower, particularly with Walton, and trying to get that ball down inside. They trail by 8 right now and have to try to shut off Philadelphia as Cummings is matched on Julius on the other end, and Walton has picked up Bobby Jones. Doubling down is Cummings. Cummings will slam the ball down, and he draws a technical foul.
Well, he put it there about the 15th row. A little frustration after doubling down. And Cummings, who's a low-key guy, he'll double down on Malone, and Malone throws the elbow pretty good, and it's been physical. Smack that ball with the fist into the stands. That's kind of automatic. Ollie Rooney nails it. Here comes McDowell.
Bobby Jones will shoot the technical foul shot as McDowell comes to the scorer's table. Clock is stopped with 5 minutes and 58 seconds left to play, and Jones's foul shot is good.
Saw a guy kick the ball one night in a college basketball game, and after the official gave the technical foul, he waved that the field goal was off to the right. I thought he used a little imagination there.
Donaldson comes out as McDowell will come in for him, so Cummings, despite the frustration in the technical, will stay there. Julius Erving on Cummings.
It's Malone.
Malone with that follow for the offensive glass, 13 points, and now it's a 10-point, make that 11-point game with that foul shot. 77-66. McDowell has it knocked away by Philadelphia, out of bounds to the Clippers, 16 on the shot clock.
Once again, though, Sam, they get it inside, something they did not do in the first half.
Cummings started by Bobby Jones now as they put Dr. J out on McDowell. That gives him freedom to roam that he does so well in that defense. Over the top inside to Smith. He powers inside. He'll be fouled either by Julius Erving or Bobby Jones, and Jones will be the culprit. 3 fouls called on BJ. And Smith will go to the line to shoot 2. Excuse me, Irv.
Well, Sam, I was just going to say, people wonder why the 76ers shot 27 free throws in the first half. There are only 17 for the Clippers, because the Clippers shot from the outside. You take it inside in the NBA, you're going to get some protection.
Well, to amplify that for you, Irv, this will be the 9th and 10th foul shots here in the second half for San Diego as the foul shot is up and good by Smith.
Sometimes I think you just got to ignore a guy like Malone, and you just make up your mind that the basketball game must be played in the paint. I tell you, they're not helping themselves over the line.
Well, they're 19 out of 27, so indeed they have missed their fair share. Down by 10 at 77-67. 5:29 to go in the third quarter. Philadelphia with the lead and the ball. Julius Erving against Cummings. Nice step back jumper. Boy, does he knock down that glass nice.
Boy, that's what you love about the doc. Everybody says so many nice things. One of the things I appreciate is how he uses the glass. Look out, they're running pretty good. It'll be 3-on-2.
This is a Bobby Jones. There's that left hand that Irv talked about, and Bobby Jones puts it in. 81-67. Back the other way, Cummings. Julius Erving comes out of there on the run for Philadelphia.
They can't stay with him in the open court, Sam. This will kill the Clippers. Look at this.
McDowell will foul, and look at Moses Malone's shot with an opposite side hook for the basket.
I'll tell you, you cannot get in a running game. John Andreas, who is sharp, pointed this out at the beginning. You don't do this. You get in a running game, you're going to get butchered, and they're getting butchered right now. What a shot by Moses.
Personal foul on McDowell. Again, we'll send Moses to the foul line. And watch this play underneath.
That's not bad. That looks like a Toney or an Erving shot, not a Malone.
Beautiful angle on our replay here on ESPN. Clock is stopped with 4:54 to go on San Diego's timeout. 83-67. Philadelphia back after this. San Diego. And Irv Brown, one of the things about Philadelphia, when they start streaking, they indeed can streak on you.
Clippers had it down to 6 by being aggressive inside, tried to run with them, and all of a sudden 11-1 run, and now it's 83-67. This thing was tight. It was going all Clipper way. Try to run with these guys. Toney showed you that open court quickness. He's a streak.
Well, Moses Malone, after a sensational basket, will go to the line for a foul shot here for Philadelphia. They have taken but 2, this being the second one of the second half, after shooting 27 in the first half. And Malone with 2 quick baskets here as 15 for the night, looks for number 16. Some movement up underneath the basket.
Let's see if he's short. That's been his deal. That's better.
Oh, he knocked that one right in there. So Moses Malone knocks in the basket, makes it 84-67. Into the ball game now. Jerome Whitehead, number 33, plays the post in place of Donaldson down inside to Cummings. He knocks it away for a steal. Into the full court. Cheeks, Julius Erving back to Cheeks, but we had a foul before all of that took place.
You cannot throw a bounce pass to somebody like that. Whitehead hit him in the knee. Sixers wind up in the basketball. Look at the foot race down here. They've turned it into the transition game totally. So here's the Doc dealing off. We get a foul early.
Nice alive action here as Julius Erving rolls into the lane. Personal foul is going to be called at number 18. That's Smith. That's his fourth. By the way, the previous foul, Erv, was on Norm Nixon, and that too was his fourth personal foul. So the two guards, Smith and Nixon, now have 4 fouls each, and Julius Erving will shoot 2 for Philadelphia.
See a lot of heads down now for the Clippers. They fought so hard to get back in, and then you get your will broke a little bit.
Shot is up by Julius, 23 out of 30 for the Philadelphia 76ers. They were down by 18 to Golden State the other night. A 3-point goal at the buzzer, I believe, by Smith brought them to within 7, but they made a nice comeback in the fourth, so they can streak on their own if the other team allows them to do so.
Stay with what's good to you. Get it inside and don't let them run. Stop the break.
And McDowell off the baseline. Good rebound by Whitehead, and he'll score. The first basket tonight by Jerome Whitehead out of Marquette.
Well, here's the guy that Pete Newell made, because Whitehead was out of this league. Went to Pete Newell's camp. He's a good player now. He's good enough to stay in the NBA.
He'll also be fouled with somebody going over his back, and it's going to be on Malone. Malone will draw his third as he goes over the back of Whitehead and McDowell. McDowell, I'm sure, will be the one that will be shooting here as Philadelphia is over the limit. So one in the penalty coming the other way for Hank McDowell out of Memphis State. McDowell did not score at all against Golden State, had 4 turnovers. He missed all 3 of their road games that they had, and a very successful road swing they had, going to Golden State and Seattle before losing to Portland last week, and got back into action on Wednesday night and again played on Friday. Substitutions coming in as Smith has to go out of there, and Ricky Pierce, number 25, is back in for him. McDowell with 2 foul shots here for San Diego. First one's up, bounces, but stays. Here comes now Sam Williams into the lineup, and Julius Erving will sit down for Philadelphia, as the Clippers, who are down by 16 points, were down by 19 just a few moments ago, the biggest lead by Philadelphia. Those 2 foul shots draws them back within 15 at 86-71. Boy, it is amazing. It was a 6-point game there, and just bingo, 11-1. Malone inside on Whitehead, and Malone is starting to flip with 7 to carry at 18 for the game.
Well, that's a Malone move of a year ago. The head and shoulders fake off the glass.
San Diego becoming a little tentative on their offense, throwing the jumpers. Whitehead has worked well. Puts it back up. Almost missed it, but then to go home.
Hey, Sam, he's really kind of bailed them out the last minute, because the outside game, once again, for San Diego, Whitehead asserting himself.
Well, they looked down in that tunnel and saw a light. They thought it was a train, but Whitehead may have put a little more light on the subject here with 3.5 left to play in the third. It's a long way from
illegal. Let's see if they got an illegal defense. No, they got a hold.
Personal foul will be called on Whitehead. Whitehead is guarding Malone, and this again, as we have seen in the early matchups, Erv, is really a push and shove battle.
Well, it really is. There's a foul inside as Jerome played it. Marquette leaning on Malone. You see more people doing that this year. I didn't see that so much last year. People, I think, have made up their mind they're not going to be intimidated. Once again, Moses' game a year ago, in the fourth quarter when everybody's tired, he continues to lay on you, to hurt you.
Then Richardson out of Seattle replaces Cheeks in the lineup for Philadelphia now. Richardson, one of those guys that's had a little struggle at trying to get the ball in the hole, as the foul shot by Malone is up and good. As a matter of fact, the last few times he has been shooting very poorly, at 7 points in 20 minutes.
Hey, Malone's on the seat of his pants. I'll tell you what, this thing underneath, look at this. Look at Sam Williams and McDowell.
Richardson tight roping underneath with 3:11 left to play here in the third. So it's 89-73. Philadelphia just trying to use as much of the clock as they can and get it down inside of their money man. Malone, follow up by Bobby Jones in the open court there. Jones just rolled in like it was a Sunday lunch and laid it in.
Well, every time somebody tries to help, that means the boards are wide open for the guy that they leave. Here's a little holding foul.
Nixon foul by Richardson. That'll be his first, and of course Norm will go to the line and shoot a pair here. Nixon will be taking his first foul shots of the night, a 77% foul shooter. Norm normally gets a lot more foul shots than that, but again, has taken only 2 here tonight. Not a lot of penetrations by Norm Nixon, pulling up for that jumper tonight. Donaldson comes back into the lineup and going out Terry Cummings, so Jimmy Lynam is giving Whitehead a little vote of confidence here as he's going to leave him in despite the fact he's brought Donaldson in.
Everybody in the NBA has a style at the line. Nixon will bounce it twice, doesn't take a lot of time. Some guys take forever. Other guys, Vanaway bounces it once. We're talking about him. Malone really leads in. Here's the illegal defense.
So now the illegal defense warning on the San Diego Clippers. Both ball clubs have now been warned once. The next one will bring an automatic technical on both ends now. 91-75 the score. Philadelphia will get the ball back with a fresh 24, which is the most important part of that call. Long cross-court pass by Toney goes out of bounds. Unofficially 12 turnovers by Philadelphia. Assistant coaches for Jimmy Lynam, Don Chaney along with Don Casey looking on, but the Clippers come back the other way and look for Pierce and Whitehead. Whitehead guarded by Sam Williams. Inside Donaldson, over Malone. Made it look kind of easy for his 6th point of the game, all in this period.
Well, I like that. When Donaldson comes out on the high post, I don't think he's involved in the offense at all. Something that John Andreas pointed out. He gets underneath and flashes. He looks good.
Andrew Toney answers with a basket on the other end. 25 by Andrew. 93-77. Philadelphia, after being challenged within 6 points, now moved it back up. Nixon misfires. Whitehead battles for the rebound. Long down for a pass. Pierce could not get it and wisely bats it out of bounds. Probably didn't have to knock it quite so far, giving one of his teammates a chance, but realizing Philadelphia would be trailing the play, elected to go ahead and bat it out. It'll still belong to Philadelphia. Shot clock at 18 as they inbound it to Toney. Sam Williams against Whitehead. Malone is now matched up on Donaldson. 10 on the shot clock. Malone through the middle, tried to get it up on the opposite side, hook opposite side, and he'll be fouled by Whitehead. Second foul on Jerome Whitehead. Malone back to the foul line to shoot 2.
Watch an active Moses Malone, and watch what Andrew Toney will do in here, too. Moses becoming very, very active as he moves around, hustles through there, and gets the ball up to get fouled.
Moses, with the last couple of foul tries, would not go in, as another chance to make a couple here. With a minute 37 left to play, 16-point lead, make it 17 as he puts that one in. 25 out of 34 unofficially for Philadelphia at the foul line. 23 out of 31 for San Diego. Malone will bounce and touch all part of the rim with that one. Takes the lead up, though, to 95-77. Billy McKinney, the young man out of Northwestern, comes back in as replaced Norm Nixon at the point for San Diego. Whitehead given a lot of room by Sam Williams. He powers inside and will get a couple of shots here. Personal foul on Sam Williams, so the 33s battling each other. And Williams with his second personal foul, and at the line will be Jerome Whitehead.
There's a lot of trade rumors about Jerome for the last year and a half. Paul Phipps, according to a lot of reports, been asking for number 1 for Jerome.
Again, Philadelphia will go up to Los Angeles for that ball game on Wednesday. And, of course, other than the Boston Celtics, the only other game that they have kind of surmised might be for the national championship would be that one. Of course, the Boston Celtics may have a lot to say about it, and a lot of other folks, but nonetheless, they could be getting a preview and certainly a recap of what happened last year. 2 shots by Whitehead are good as he gets his 6th point of the ball game, and all of them coming in this period. San Diego dropping back on defense with a minute 17 left to play. By the way, San Diego will host Indiana here on Wednesday. Malone, there's that little turnaround. He's going to work in this period. 11 points in this period alone, 22 for the game now.
Well, he'll come back in the money period, too, in the 4th, if you know Moses.
1 minute left to play. Ricky Pierce against Toney. Billy Cunningham hollering at his team to stay down. Pierce forced one up. Rebound comes to Richardson. Richardson just steps out of the way of McKinney. Off it goes to Sam Williams. Off the side hook. But he's fouled by Whitehead.
Boy, in the open court, they just went by the white shirts like they're standing still. They got a 20-point lead. Look at the quickness here. Philadelphia 76ers got some guards that can run. Forward to fill the wings.
Clement Johnson will check into the ballgame now for the 76ers. And that'll send Malone to the bench with a total of 22 points for the night. Bobby Jones, along with Williams, will join Clem Johnson on the front line for Philadelphia. Their backcourt will remain Andrew Toney and Clint Richardson. Williams with a foul shot, good. Sam with only 5 points in this ballgame tonight. takes it to an even 100-79. A 21-point ball's biggest of the night by Philadelphia.
Well, look at the Sixers try to deny the pass to the wings. Guard the forward pass. That's the key. Try to deny that thing.
Shot clock at 10. McKinney against Richardson. Outside Whitehead. Shot clock's down to 6. Whitehead got Sam Williams up and will draw the personal foul.
Well, we've had guys having a tough time staying down, going for every mistake.
So Whitehead, number 33 for the Clippers, fouled by number 33 for Philadelphia, Sam Williams, who draws his third. By the way, Irv Brown and I watching it here at courtside. Greg Gumbel and John Endres having the opportunity of watching it maybe from a little different angle tonight's basketball game, and their evaluation at the end of the third quarter from NBA Central tonight. 100-79. Score, Philadelphia with the lead by 21 is Whitehead. Misfired on the first one, but makes the second one. 24 out of 33 for the Clippers at the line. 21 seconds left to play in this third quarter. 20-point lead by Philadelphia. They try to get a clinching basket here at the end of the third. Shot clock is down to 10. That in the overhead game clock are about 2 seconds different. Clint Richardson out of the corner. Hank McDowell with a rebound. Out to McKinney. Plenty of time. 6 seconds. McKinney pulls up. 20-footer on its way. McKinney ruffles the net as you hear the horn go off in the background. And the San Diego Clippers at least close on a little bit of a high here at the end of the third. They're down by the score of 182. We'll continue with more NBA tonight after this. Fourth quarter gets underway as Philadelphia will have it. Unofficial by Andrew Toney, 22 by Moses Malone, 11 in that third quarter, Irv. 16 points by Julius Erving to lead the 76ers. For San Diego, their top point getter is Terry Cummings with 20. 11 points by Walton and 10 points by Nixon. Those are their double figures. Julius Erving picked up by McDowell as we start the quarter. Johnson. And here come the Clippers back. They try to run into the forecourt with McKinney. Picked up by Richardson. He and Pierce are the two guards. Whitehead stays in with Donaldson and McDowell front line for San Diego. Pierce against Toney. Toney got a lot of him. Rebound comes off to Julius Erving. Mishandles, but Williams is there to pick up the loose ball. 18-point lead by Philadelphia after completely taking control in that period.
Look inside with McDowell in the dock.
Julius Erving trying to draw McDowell. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Toney from 21. Oh, is he hot tonight? 27 points.
Off the left foot once again. I would want to guard Toney. It'll make you paranoid.
You never know where he's coming from.
You gotta like his game. Once again, it's just like the playgrounds of Alabama. Never bothers the guy.
McDowell says, well, what's this?
There's the dock, cherry picking. Yep.
Rebound McDowell.
Boy, I tell you what, nobody's getting back now, either side.
Here's trying to force it in. The ball is flying up. They're scoring, and a foul is called.
On the shot, goaltending.
Score the basket by Ricky Pierce. He'll go to the line and try to complete a three-point play. Irv, let's watch it here.
All right, both sides having a tough time getting back now. Here's the effort. Once again, ball has a chance to go in. Wally Rooney says that's it.
Well, the Philadelphia 76ers waste no time in using up a timeout as we start the fourth quarter. 10 minutes and 37 seconds left to play. Again, they've led by as many as 21 points in this ballgame. 2 unanswered baskets by San Diego. And it's 102-86. ESPN will continue in a moment. Houston Rockets starts at 7:50 Eastern Time, 4:50 on the Pacific Coast with the NBA tonight. World be free, and the Cleveland Cavaliers will try to light up Ralph Sampson and the Rockets, and you'll see it on ESPN. It may not be seen in some areas of the country. Well, 10 minutes and 37 seconds left to play. Mel Mills keeping some of our stats here. Bill Walton, who has done a great job on the rebounding battle tonight, has come up with a total of 11 rebounds in this ballgame tonight. Other side of the coin, 8 rebounds by Malone to lead their respective clubs. Cummings has a total of 8 as well. Make that 7, for the San Diego Clippers. And on the other side, Julius Erving has a total of 7 rebounds as well. Missed foul shot by Pierce, who tried to complete the three-point play but does not.
And Sam, rebounding is strictly determination unless you just are so far superior. And if you don't have a lot of ability, you better block out. Too many people try not to. I know there's a lot of coaches feel that you shouldn't block out. You just should sky. I don't believe that. The smaller you are, you block out further away from the bucket. Got to pay off.
Clem Johnson with a basket there. And now it's 104-86 as the Clippers trail even further now Inside Donaldson. Loses the ball. It goes off his own leg and out of bounds. And the Clippers will turn it over unofficially 22 times tonight. Coming in will be Bill Walton. Walton is being ushered into the ball game, but will not be allowed to come in, as Derek Smith was there early and got Pierce out. But Walton is not allowed to come in. So Cummings, Donaldson, and McDowell stay on the front line. The redhead Walton will come in a moment. 104-86 Philadelphia. 10 minutes exactly to go tonight from San Diego. Clint Richardson, great shooter out of Seattle, will hit it. That shrill whistle you hear in the background from time to time is Billy C. Boy, he's got a whistle.
He works on that.
20-point lead by Philadelphia again. Cummings shot blocked, but he's fouled.
Now Walton can come in the ballgame. Cummings once again taking it to the hole. We saw that during that run. The Clippers cut it down to 6. Cummings a major force.
Walton now gets back into the ballgame again. Bill Will with 11 rebounds and also 11 points in the night. And Cummings at the line with 20 points will have 2 free throws.
A lot of people counted 10 over Bill Walton a few years ago. He was doing the color for UCLA basketball. Folks thought he would never play again. He's proved them wrong.
I saw Bill Walton play here on Friday night, and it was probably the worst job of passing I've ever seen Walton. He was actually just throwing it to Golden State. It was one of those nights he almost looked like he had brain lock or something. He just could not get the game going. Had 6 turnovers, which was a season high for him. 2 foul shots by Cummings gives him 22 for the night. And the San Diego Clippers once again are down by 18 at 106-88. Still plenty of time with 9.5. Toney dishes to Tim Johnson, and Johnson will stuff it home. Toney created all of that.
He did. Boy, you got to love penetration. Of all the things that really make sense in this league is to have the guard penetrate, and then when people jump and help and recover, you find the open man, and there's always somebody open if you can pass.
Cummings, speaking of trying to get the ball in, Johnson scores, and he's fouled by Sam Williams, and that'll be number 5 on Sam Williams.
There's the penetration by Terry Cummings. Wet hardship out of DePaul. Here he is. And the contact is right there. Head and shoulders got by, and that's the key. If you take the contact in the trunk, you get a charge.
That was years at DePaul, by the way. They were 79-6, elongating the career. Of course, Ray Myers' shot is up by Cummings and good. Cummings, by the way, has 5 in the quarter, 25 for the game now.
Sam, you mentioned that. You know what guys like Cummings and Dwyer did for DePaul? They used to draw nobody. Now they make big money. They're on TV. You could shove a couple of superstars. Those colleges trying to get respectable. And that hard. It wasn't always that way for DePaul. There were some lean years.
Basket by Julius Erving makes it 110-91. McDowell behind Walton's screen, and his jump shot is good. Boy, Julius ran at him. McDowell really had to have some great concentration to get that one in. Open court, however, Richardson scored.
Boy, nobody got back. And the Sixers, you talk about what they need to do. Run. That's something they haven't done. They're running tonight.
Derek Smith against Toney. Toney knocks it away. Great hustle by Andrew Toney.
I like it. I like those scoreboards. And listen, this ball club is leading by 19.
8 minutes, 25 seconds to play. Smith trying to drive, and Andrew Toney, those quick hands he's got.
He doesn't have a phony bone in his body. The guy just likes to play basketball. Isn't that what it's all about?
Inside Hank McDowell. He's there, but he's going to miss.
Yeah, the challenge hurt bad.
Philadelphia back the other way. Julius Erving. Here we go. Showtime. Quick on Smith. Knocked away. Philly comes up with it again, and that's Tim Johnson, but they got a 3-second violation on Philadelphia.
McDowell is all right. He got up. Didn't look too good at the time.
So the ball comes back the other way as Greg Kelser will come into the ball game. Kelser, who started his career at Detroit, went on to Seattle, came over as part of that multiplayer deal that they made early this year.
Take a look at McDowell as he goes down. He had a pretty good-looking finger roll there, and there's where he buckles. That's usually where you turn the ankle over.
Bill Walton on a little post-up shot hook, and that's the weapon that we saw for so many years. 13 by Big Bill. 112-95, Philadelphia. Nursing the big lead under 8 minutes to play in the ball game tonight from San Diego. Toney. Oh, he accelerates for 29.
What a great pick when they got this guy. Game I want to really watch is the one in L.A., the Sixers and the Lakers.
That'll be Wednesday night, and certainly it'll be a dandy. Walton.
And this ball club plays better against really good teams. Look what they did when they played Boston 2 weeks ago.
Cummings using that pass beautifully from straight away. Knew Malone was there to put it up a little high. Here's the open court. Julius Erving can't catch it, and it goes out of his reach. Unofficially 14 turnovers now by Philadelphia. Not many tonight. 7:22 left to play in the ball game. Substitution, Billy McKinney comes out of there, and Norm Nixon comes back for the stretch run here.
You know, we've talked about this before, Sam. We talk about turnovers. Sometimes a misleading statistic. I saw a ball club get 8 one night. You think they played good? It was all one-on-one. Nobody was passing. So sometimes turnovers mean that you're using teamwork and doing some things right.
Personal foul on a reach-in on Philadelphia. That should go on Moses. It does. That'll be his 4th, and Terry Cummings will be back at the line to shoot for the Clippers. Let me tell you, the Clippers at down 114-97 in this game. It is not insurmountable at 17 points with 7:10 left to play. One of the things that Philadelphia had always done when they got behind, particularly last year, Irv, and you can recall this very vividly, they didn't try to get it in big bits and pieces. They got it in very small points here, points there, and all of a sudden they're back in the game with a chance to win, and win they did last year, losing only 17 for the year.
Well, the one nice thing about when you're behind, Sam, if you use the clock and foul people and try and hit the three-pointers, you always really do have a chance. Put the heat on, foul some folks.
15-point lead by Philadelphia. Again, they desperately and quite obviously have control of the basketball game, but San Diego trying to make a defensive counter. Here comes Kelser. Loses it. Kelser comes back and will have a loose ball foul, and they're going to call it on Kelser. Kelser just lost the ball. As he tried to dive back to get it once again, he's going to lose the basketball. And that's another turnover on the Clippers.
One of the embarrassing moments when you're an official. Bruce Alexander gets caught in the traffic. There's running for his life. There's a loose ball foul. I'd say one thing, Bruce made the call, even though he was hustling out of there.
A 15-point lead still for Philly. 6:43 to play in the game. Again, they've had the big night out of Andrew Toney that has been one of the big keys, but Moses Malone has shown a lot of intestinal fortitude to getting his team done.
Well, that's a shot you give him every time. That's tough.
Julius Erving, offensive glass. Julius makes it look easy for his 20th. 116-99. Nixon, alley-oop, Terry Cummings, yes.
We saw him win a ball game here when Walton threw that same pass to Cummings in the Cleveland game.
And it was the last second shot. They only had, I think, 1 second indeed, didn't they?
Ed worked on it that morning.
116-101 is our score. 6:09 to play. Philly with the lead in the ball. Julius Erving with 20 tonight. Now they've got a 3-second violation called on Philadelphia. Unfortunately, 16 turnovers for them. And with 6:01 to play, the Clippers will get the ball back again. Norm Nixon hollering instructions as he runs hard into the forecourt.
Well, they need a run right here. Got to get something going now if they're going to get serious. Have a shot of winning this thing. Jimmy Lynam's hollering. Pick it up. Go inside.
Nixon gets cheeks. Only 9 on the shot clock. They've got to get a shot from somewhere.
They're in trouble. Norm's looking around. Nice.
They'll get it from Kelser. He does. Malone with 4 personal fouls ran at him, but Kelser just waited for him to go on by and stuffed it home. 116-103. Philadelphia, Julius Erving, off left-hand shot, but he'll be fouled before he gets there.
Well, that's too easy. Jimmy Lynam is upset to get the ball inside too easy to the Doc.
No foul on Derek Smith is now his 5th.
Sam, we were talking about the alley-oop. More and more college teams are using that against the zone. I got to believe they picked the maneuver up from the pros. They watch a Michael Cooper. They watch a Norm Nixon throw that thing up there. Everybody in college ball bringing that zone up now, mostly 2-3 zones or matchup. So they bring the back line up, and now people are starting to alley-oop against the zone. It's effective.
Julius Erving with the first free throw of the 4th quarter for Philadelphia. Again, he's playing in his 14th year of NBA basketball, actually in basketball, since he spent a total of 5 of those in the ABA, and now 8 in the NBA.
Well, I'll tell you, Julius has got a pretty good hold on Kelser. They were dancing.
Way up by Kelser. Kelser with his back-to-back basket here, 118-105. San Diego, if they hope to get in, have got to shut Philly down here for about 3 or 4 straight trips. They will not do so as a travel run, and they really will with a turnover there. 17 by Philadelphia as Moses Malone is called for the travel, but again, San Diego's got to get about 3 or 4 straight shutouts of Philadelphia and score each time up the court to have a chance to win this one.
Moses with an X-rated dialogue.
Norm Nixon, little step out jumper. He's got a dozen, and here come the Clippers again.
It's not out of sight. 11, 4:48's a lot of time. Here comes Toney. Billy Cunningham knows it isn't over.
Toney leading the 76ers with 10 down. Boy, you called that one, Irv.
Hey, listen, you go to your meal ticket. He's the guy that brought you to the dance.
120 to 107. And the dance card is normally full when the man is out there. Cummings, speaking of going to the man that brought you here, Cummings puts it in. He has a total of, let's see, 12, 13 in this quarter, 33 for the ball game.
Well, Billy Cunningham just shakes his head. The guy's tough. Once again, look at
what a play by Shakes.
These are the best athletes going. You cannot stop athletes like this. You can stop individual patterns, not individual.
It's showtime in San Diego. Maybe a wide open ball game with this big crowd in San Diego being well entertained.
Pretty good zone.
Walton. Bill now has 15. Ball getting away underneath. 111 for the Clippers. Over 122 by Philadelphia. Little press in the backcourt by Norm Nixon. Throws it to much taller Malone, and Malone just looks down and says, "What's this one?" Under 4 minutes to go. 3:48 is Billy Cunningham, and his 76ers try to right themselves on the road before the trip to L.A. on Wednesday. 10 on the shot clock. Julius Erving on a mismatch outside on Norm Nixon. Missed shot rebounded by Kelser. Here come the Clippers within 11. 3.5 left to play. Nixon with a three-point goal. No. Walton bats it away. Great play by Bill. Kelser will drive inside. Finger roll. It's good. I believe Philadelphia may call a timeout. They do. And listen to this crowd as they come alive again in San Diego. 3 minutes and 17 seconds is all that's left to play here tonight on this one from San Diego. Philadelphia leads 122 to 113. We'll continue after this. Well, not only these guys made the All-Star team this year, but there's some All-Star moves going on right now at Brown with Mo Cheeks.
Well, we were talking about individual moves. Now, how do you stop a move like this? There's a guy down in Louisville, Kentucky by the name of Ron Ecker, who coaches the Catbirds in the CBA, watching that. He liked that move because he had an opportunity to coach Cheeks down at West Texas State, and the guy was the MVP for 3 years, another Oscar Robertson.
Irv, let me bring the folks up to date on timeouts. Billy Cunningham and the Philadelphia 76ers, 2 timeouts, and they have used their 20, so the timeouts will be precious from here on in. Other end of the floor, as you take a look at Jimmy Lynam as he sets down for San Diego. They still have 4 full timeouts and still have their 20. That may be a factor before this one's over. It's 122-113 as the San Diego Chicken has done another number on us here tonight. We thank you. Yes, sir. 3:15 left to play here in the ball game. Philadelphia using up that timeout. They're trying to get something going here.
They drew something up for Erving. Let's see if they can find him. Well, it's Toney.
Julius misses on the tip on the other side and draws a foul.
Yep.
Team foul number 4, or is that number 5? No, it is 5 on Philadelphia.
Here's Andrew from the side. Erving roaming underneath. He's been effective the last few minutes. On the back, free throws coming. This thing is not over.
At the line will be Derek Smith. Smith, the 75% foul shooter, so far is 4 out of 6 at the line tonight. Boy, Cummings with those 33 points to lead the way. And, of course, the 29 by Andrew Toney. 23 points by Julius Erving. Smith's foul shot is good. 30 out of 40 at the line tonight for San Diego. And they draw themselves very close within 8 again. They've been down by as many as, I believe, 23 in the game.
It's been the second half work at the line ever since they started going to the hole. Cummings is hurt. He's not going to get down the floor. Sam, it's 4 on 5. Let's see if they find the open man.
Cheeks is wide open on the left side. He'll miss.
It's still 4 on 5. Now here comes Terry.
Bobby Jones with that left hand will be fouled, and he'll go to the basket and shoot 2. Personal foul will be called on Bill Walton, his 3rd personal foul of the night, and Bobby Jones will have 2 foul shots where he's 2 out of 2. The only 2 he's made tonight have come off the technical foul shots. Let's watch where Cummings got hurt here.
Well, it looks like he'll catch a finger from Moses right here, I believe. Right there.
He does. He, of course, has kind of rubbed off the injury here. As you see him grimacing down underneath, he's rubbing it off right now. Bobby Jones with the foul shot, 3 out of 3 at the line.
Oh, rubber legs Jones. Off day. He'll jump every night. Night in, night out. He'll rebound. He'll jump.
Missed foul shot. Big rebound by Toney. Oh, that was a big one by Philadelphia. 123-114. They're up by 9.
Get that fresh 24.
2 minutes, 40 seconds to play as Toney operates outside on Derek Smith. Knocked away, stolen again by Kelser. Another turnover on Philadelphia.
Kelser's done a job.
Smith inside. Big traffic is scored.
Well, I'll tell you, Kelser's come on and contributed. 7-point lead. A lot of time left.
2 minutes and 19 seconds to be exact as Cheeks into the fourth. Keep in mind that San Diego still has plenty of timeouts. Toney trying for his 31st point. He'll knock it over the top of the backboard, and San Diego will get it down by 7.
Well, over rectangular backboard is always out of bounds. We don't have the fan shapes in many gyms anymore. Hey, look at this. You get one now, boy. This crowd's going to get involved. 2 minutes coming up.
Billy Cunningham coming off the bench for Philadelphia as he rants and raves at his defense. Toney, he got the play he needed. Toney back the other way, driving way up. No, rebound Cheeks, yes.
What an effort by Toney. That might be the one you look back at. The Clippers were coming on, and Toney with an excellent steal.
9-point lead again as Cummings just powers his way in. 35 points tonight by Terry Cummings. His season high is 37.
Philly had gone stone cold, Sam. Toney may have bailed him out with that move.
A minute 35 left to play in the ball game from San Diego tonight. Just as Erving and I saw at Indiana last week, with Indiana upsetting Portland, the underdogs in this ball game refused to fold and go home. Bobby Jones shot missed, rebounded by Kelser. Plenty of time, a minute 24. Smith underneath. Pass stolen by Malone, picked up and saved by Kelser, who scores. And indeed, Kelser has been one of the stars with 8 in the period. And now it's a 5-point game.
Philly can't buy a hoop, Sam. With the exception of Toney stealing the ensuing layup, they're stone cold. They need a hoop.
125-120. Crowd starts to become even more noisy. Toney from long range. No, Walton with another big rebound. Now Nixon.
Yep.
Lead pass. Kelser. Philly's going to call a timeout. And listen to the crowd at San Diego. The San Diego Clippers have scored 7 unanswered points, and they're within 3, 125-122 of the world champion 76ers. Rise here in the second half.
Well, look at Nixon create something. The point guard does his job. One more angle. Norm Nixon. Boy, look at this shot. Nice replay. There's the effort. San Diego will keep running. They'll go inside. Philly is stone cold. The last 6 efforts down the court, the only thing they've gotten is a steal from Toney and a layup. Other than that, they cannot buy one. Andrew is stone cold. They got to go inside to Malone.
Jimmy Lynam had to walk almost out to midcourt with Norm Nixon to try to be heard over this crowd here in San Diego. Philadelphia 1 timeout, no 20. San Diego 3 timeouts. They had their 20. 52 seconds to play. Philly by 3.
Toney's the man who always wants the ball when it's sticky, but he can't buy one. Go inside. There they do.
Julius Erving, jump hook. Moses Malone has it knocked away out of bounds. It's out of bounds to Philadelphia. A new 24 with 42 seconds to play. That's a big play there.
Now you bring it outside, make somebody foul you. That's what Billy Cunningham is up hollering.
Jones having trouble getting it in. Finally does to Toney. Again, they've got the fresh 24. 38 seconds left to play. A 3-point Philadelphia lead. They went to overtime in November at Philadelphia. Toney throws it away.
Oh, a 3-pointer ties it. What do you do if you're Jimmy Lynam? He's got a timeout. Here's where you earn your money, Sam. You come down and try and tie it. You go for the deuce and play defense.
Well, the timeout by San Diego. They still have 2 and a 20 left, so the timeouts, as I pointed out, are going to become precious. A 3-point game, Philadelphia.
That's exactly what's happened to Philly. San Diego just picked up a turnover. Who do you foul now? That's what's crucial.
Well, San Diego is not given an indication they're going to go for 3 because Greg Hodges is their best 3-point shooter, 8 out of 32 for about 25%. Kelser can shoot a 3. Certainly Nixon shooting 30% on 9 out of 30 is in the game right now.
I foul him, Sam. I foul him when the clock gets down to below the 24-second mark. It's 29 now. Who do you foul if you foul somebody?
Another point also is San Diego only has 3 team fouls
right now. So you foul at the other end. I foul these guys. I don't let them shoot anything.
All right, 125, 122, 29 seconds left to play. Irv Brown, Sam Smith, and you watching NBA basketball from San Diego tonight on ESPN.
Foul somebody now. Oh, that could be the ball game.
Walton trying to hand it off. Bobby Jones will stop it. Oh, what a big turnover by San Diego.
Timeout says Norm Nixon.
Another timeout. They got 1 in the 20. And what a turnover as once again Walton just almost literally handed it that time, trying to get the ball to Nixon. Nixon doubled back the other way, and Bobby Jones goes for the stub. Let's watch it again. Irv is a big turnover by the Clippers.
How your fortunes change, Sam. You're looking for the tying bucket, possibly if you go for three. They make a mistake. They come down. Look at the creativeness right here. Bobby Jones, who might be the best on the break, jamming something. One more angle. Remember when Bobby Jones played for the Denver Nuggets and the Nuggets came into the NBA? People couldn't believe what this guy could do. He gives his ball club a 5-point lead with 20 seconds left. Well, I tell you.
Oh, this is one of the things is Bobby Jones almost mistimed that jump. Here's one of the things about calling a predetermined play without a couple of options off of it. The play was definitely called for Nixon to create something. Walton was so intent of getting it to Nixon rather than maybe looking for the second option off of it. It really cost him. Of course, that's where you want to get it, so that's where you have to try first. He thought he had him. He just didn't, and that's 24 turnovers, and Billy Cunningham again will stroll down. He's going to lose 18 pounds going to the scorer's table.
And Billy's thin anyway. I think the strategy for Jimmy Lynam, you're down 5, you go for the 3, you foul immediately, hope that they miss 1. Then you got a chance to tie. I think that's your only gas. If you go for 2 and you foul somebody, most NBA free throw shooters are going to make 1 out of 2. In this league, they don't miss a deuce.
Well, they're not all San Diego fans here in San Diego, California, as the world champion Philadelphia 76ers are coming to this arena with their 14-17 road record. And right now with a 5-point lead and 20 seconds left to play. Now, Rick Hodges will check into the ball game for San Diego, and they'll desperately look for a 3-point goal. Again, Hodges, 25% from the 3-point range. Nixon about 30%. Greg Kelser also shooting 22%, but he is now taken out in favor of Hodges. So Walton will inbound the ball at midcourt. 127 to 122. 20 seconds left to play.
You don't have a lot of choice to foul somebody. First of all, there are only 3-team fouls, so you're really in sad shape here, even if you get the 3-pointer.
Hodges tries for the 3, comes back to
Nixon. Come back out. There's Walton will have to do it.
Walton from 3-point range. No. Cummings gets another try at it. 9 seconds left. Out of bounds. It's last touch by San Diego. It belongs to Philadelphia, and this one is in the books.
Okay, so they'll foul somebody. It's not a shooting foul. Well, he can't even catch him to foul him.
Got to catch up with Moses. 2 seconds. Philadelphia comes to San Diego and will win the ball game tonight with a score of 127 to 122. Turned out to be a whale of a finish, led mostly by Terry Cummings with unofficially 37 points tonight. But it was Andrew Toney who led the way with 29 to lead the Sixers to a 127 to 122 win. NBA tonight continues after this.